All right, I guess we're live. Shalom, shalom. This is the Torah Nights. It is a Shabbat, so we're gonna try to keep my foul language or my harsh, strong language down on Yahweh's day. Shabbat shalom to everybody out there watching and tuning in to the Torah Nights. We got an explosive presentation coming from Brother Yagad and Brother Shalamah of the Torah Nights. We got the Torah Night Law Firm and Research Group. Before I get started, I want to say a little something to the haters of Torah Nights out there. Hold this fat L. It's nothing you can do about it. I'm going to address a few things, and then we're going to let the brothers do their thing. Number one on the menu is Elazar Bon Liar, the Hamite, Edomite, and he don't want to play Deuteronomy 6, verse 13. He told a guy named King Jacob, if you're out there, get in touch with me. We're going to bring you on Torah Nights Radio, and you can tell everybody what he told you. That he told you that he was a Hamite. So Sicarii 666 has a Hamite ruling over them. He's a Hamite and Edomite. He is not a Jake, and he knows this, and he won't deny it. We can play Deuteronomy 6, verse 13, whatever. Second off, Elazar told me, and he told Shalamah, he told a brother named Lakam, who is no longer with us, I don't know where his brother is, that the reason why he knows the temple knowledge, Torah knowledge, but the reason why he don't teach it is because he doesn't think that his followers, the Sicarii Zoids, the robots, the Xylons, that they are not mentally capable of understanding such deep spiritual thought. So he continues with teaching this witchcraft buffoonery. 3, my kid was singing off a television, words on a TV screen, and these little Jesuits are trying to find an excuse to say, oh, look, you Nazareth, this kid is celebrating Christmas. Christmas is not celebrated in Japan. Sorry. But Elazar's wife, and I want to bring his family into it, she's wearing her hair dedicated to Hindu gods, weave, and her boobs out, sucking on lollipops. Now, he won't talk about that. We're going to drop it. We're going to drop the police informant, Diggin Haka. So everybody who's in Sicarii 1715, if they have your personal information, you best believe that the police have it too, okay? Because they're government informants. Get them out of the way because they ain't nothing. We'll nuke them in due time. Number 3, all the Israelite camps out there who watch, who see this, you're all weak, okay? You're all weak and you're all suckers. Sarah Sutin Seti and Young Phallus came out and they blasphemed the Most High. They were talking about you guys. Judah Nazareth put on the battle gear, strapped up, unsheathed the sword, beheaded him, and them weak Negroes are so whack they couldn't even respond back because they knew that round 2 was going to knock them out in the cheap seats. Now, what's whack about y'all is, instead of y'all saying, you know what, Judah Nazareth came up and went to bat for all Israel, all right, because when I came through, I represented all Israel. Shout out to Brother Hebrew Perry. That brother came in. He gave a thanks to his brother. You know what I'm saying? We got different doctrines. At the end of the day, we're all Israelites. And shout out to Brother D. Red, the blue collar scholar, also supportive. Shout out to them brothers. You know what I'm saying? And to the brother Yahweh Cod account. Shout out to that brother. And to everybody who's noble, and I stood up for Israel to come to bat for all of us. You notice that these weak camps, they got all these numbers, and all they're still doing are making videos about me, but I'm defending all Israelites out there against these heathens talking about F the Most High. He was talking about the camps. So with that, you know what I'm saying? I just want to put that out there. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm almost done. The group Saints for Yahweh Shai, for Idol Shai. These dudes is whack. We caught you watching videos of children. Now, we got video coming up later on pedophilia in One West. His teacher is Maharakwa, Mr. 666 himself, who's an adulterer, allegedly. I'm not going to accuse him, but this is the word on the brother that he's an adulterer. And this has been spoken about more than once, who his teacher, Zabak, is also a reputed adulterer. So you know what they say about the trees, right? Good trees don't produce bad fruit. Bad trees produce bad fruit. And with that, from the very base and foundation, their group started out wicked and worshiping Satan, right? So they didn't turn to God. They still worshiping Satan. This is why you still see the hand signs and all the niggery. Oh, Judah Nazareth's kids are singing Christmas songs. Okay, they're children. They're gonna sing whatever they hear. Okay, what are you doing watching little kids with a lotion bottle next to your computer screen? Quanalawa, the Zanny popping Edomite. He don't do nothing for Israel because he got exposed by Rob Rack. All right, shout out to that brother and his group. They exposed him. He has a slave named Tabak and another brother. Sometimes that brother's on, sometimes he's off. So I'm not gonna put him out there like that. But Quanalawa said he don't give his kids baths. He don't take a bath. He washes up with incense and salt. He pops Xannies. All he does is sit there and troll me and watch me on Facebook. Him and his wife masturbating to my videos, my pictures, all day long. It's all they do. Facebook is privy to it. They know this is all he does. He's watching right now, tossing his meat. All right. He sees me on here. He's pulling him down. He's got the lotion bottle ready. He's going to town. All right. That's what he does. So Sanford Idle Shy, Sicarii 666, all of them are all teamed up with him, but he's not an Israelite. Al-Azhar's not an Israelite. All right. This is why when Rob Rack was getting at Al-Azhar, calling him a mamzer, which that's not the meaning of mamzer, but he was calling him that. Al-Azhar put him on block. He blocked a whole bunch of people. And when you block people, that means you're weak. All right. I block people when they continuously troll and don't answer questions. But I'll let you come on and talk all the garbage you want to talk. Sarah Student said he blocks people. Young Fowles blocks people. Michael Edwards blocks people, won't answer. Global BD Inc., they all whack. They don't say nothing. Sonnet and them, they don't say nothing. IHBK, they won't. If you confound them on their live stream, they won't put it up. This facts. I confounded Tazariak on air. They did not upload it. So this is what happens. Yahweh is against One West camps. They started off wicked, and with that, Judah is going to mute his mic and let the brothers take out that long blade, okay? And they're going to start spilling Negroes intestines on their Jordans. So with that, Brother Shalamah, Brother Yagad, and the whole Torah Night panel, you know, let's get it in.
So yeah, like you were saying, these One West dudes, man. What we've come to find out is in the origins of the whole Hebrew Israelite culture is that it's not what is being portrayed to be. As with the start from pretty much the beginning of the whole thought of the black people here in America are Israelites. What we've been taught and what we've been researching is two different things. We've been noticing that the founders of the whole One West, Commandment Keepers groups were started by Africans. They were started by Hamites. And we was taught that, well, with Abba Bibbins started to teach that the black people here were the true Israelites. As far as I can remember, Abba Bibbins was the actual American. Actually, no, he's has Nigerian roots. I believe he's said to be from the Caribbean, but actually has Nigerian roots. And we go to the official website for the descendants of Rabbi Matthew Winsworth. We get the history. The name of the website is blackjews.org. And if you click on the founder, which is Rabbi Winsworth Arthur Matthews, and what we find out here, it says that Winsworth, the 23rd of June, 1992 to the 3rd of December, 1973. Rabbi and educator, is believed to have been born in St. Mary's, St. Kitts in the British West Indies, the son of Joseph Matthews and Francis M. Cornelius. Matthew gave seemingly contradictory accounts of his ancestry that put his place of birth in such places as Ethiopia, Ghana, Lagos, Nigeria. Some of those lingering discrepancies are particularly clarified when Matthews explained that his father, a cobbler of Lagos, was a son of an Ethiopian Jew, a cantor who sang their traditional liturgies near the ancient Ethiopian capital of Gondor. Matthew's father then married a Christian woman in Lagos, and they gave their son Wentworth a Hebrew name, Moshe Yehuda, also given as Moshe ben David. His father died when he was a small boy, and his mother took him to live in St. Kitts. So according to Matthew, he says that he descends from Ethiopia. And I guess pretty much his life takes place in the Caribbean. In 1913, Matthews immigrated to New York City, where he worked as a carpenter, engaged in prize fighting. Though he was just a scrappy 5'4" tall, he reportedly studied at Christian and Jewish schools, including the Hayden Theological Seminary, the Rose of Sharon Theological Seminary, Hebrew Union College of Cincinnati, and even the University of Berlin. But there is no independent evidence to corroborate his attendance to the institutions. You're gonna go down to by 1919, enough people were drawn to his involving theology of Judaism and Black nationalism that he was able to found the Commandments Keepers. As we all know, the whole One West doctrine starts with Wentworth and the Commandment Keepers, the Church of the Living God. Now check this, the pillar and ground of the truth and faith of Jesus Christ. That was the name, the Commandment Keepers Church of the Living God, the pillar and ground of the truth, and what One West calls the truth, and the faith of Jesus Christ. So the people that like to say that Wentworth had no dealings with the New Testament, it was false. His ways of dealing with it might have been different, but he was teaching also out of the New Testament. He attempted to appeal to the largely Christian audience, what we see today with One West, by pointing out that the observance of the Old Testament commandments was the faith of Jesus. However, it became apparent that visitors often missed the point and assumed that any reference to Jesus implied to a belief in Jesus. So to avoid this confusion in Christianity, Matthew ceased to use the title bishop and remove all references of Jesus from the signs letter from the papers of incorporation. So from that point, when people probably started to get on him about teaching Jesus, teaching out of the New Testament, what he was only trying to do, what we see a lot of these Masons in the Black church, a lot of these Masons in the Hebrew Israelite community are doing. They're trying to cater to certain groups, like how we got Sicarii 666, catering to a lot of the younger crowd, catering to the gang members, catering to a certain demographic of our people, our Black Hebrew Israelite people here in America. We see groups like Israel United in Christ catering to the churchgoers, catering to the college kids, kids that didn't really come from broken homes or lived in poverty. We got groups like Isupk. We're here for the dope fiends. We're here for the crackheads, all the drug addicts. We're here for the ex-cons. We're here for the homosexuals, all the people that in your hood and all different types of demographics associating with that. type of lifestyle. We've seen a bunch of groups, especially now, they're joining, as we'll see later, that they're all in the same group. They're all in the same gang, even though they fight, go back and forth, make videos about each other, talk bad about each other. What we're going to find out tonight, that they're all under the same banner. Whether they're New Testament Israelites or Torah-keeping Israelites. It says, now we go back to Winsworth. It says the transition from church-based organization holding Jewish beliefs to a functioning synagogue that embraced most of the tenets of mainstream Orthodox Judaism was accomplished by Matthew's association with Rabbi Arnold Ford. Ford helped Marcus Garvey with the group Shalaman. You remember the name of that group? I have it in front. The Universal.
Yeah,
go ahead, bro.
It's the Universal Negroes Improvement of African Americans, I think. UNIA.
Yeah, the UNI. I see it in front of me now. The Universal Negro Improvement Association. Rabbi Ford worked with Marcus Garvey, who we all know was a member of the Freemasonic Lodge. And we come out, now this is real early 1900s. Ford arrived in Harlem in 1910. He was a musician. He also wrote the national anthem for Marcus Garvey's group, the UNIA. And we come to find out that Rabbi Ford was also a Freemason. He was an avid studier of the interest of mysticism, esoteric knowledge, secret societies, is evidenced by his membership in the Scottish Rite Masons, where he served as the master of the Memon Lodge. And if I'm mistaken, the other day, one of the brothers, they dug up something on Memon. Who was that? Was that you, Judah?
Memon. Yeah, that was me. Hey, can you share any of the documents or no?
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here.
Because I'm about to enlarge your screen.
All right. All right.
All right. So Shama, if I click you God's thing, it'll make it big.
Yeah.
Con.
All right. I'm about to do it right now. We good or no?
Yeah, you see it?
Yeah, I see it. Okay, go ahead.
All right. As I got highlighted here, it says the transition from the church-based organization holding Jewish beliefs in the functioning synagogue that embraced most of the, let me enlarge it so everybody can see it correctly. It's big enough for everybody on your screen? You brothers hear me?
Yeah. Yes. It's good, bro. All good.
All right. As you see up here, the International Israelite Board of Rabbis. That was started by Winsworth. If I can remember, he was trying to bring Black Israelites, or what we're going to find out later that were African Israelites, to be part of the white so-called Jewish congregations and become rabbis. And they didn't want to recognize a good reason why they shouldn't have been recognized. Not by us, the Torah Knights, or the so-called white Jews, which they also knew better. Says Matthew's association with Rabbi Arnold Ford. Ford was a luminary in the Universal Negro Improvement Association, a black nationalist organization led by Marcus Garvey. Rabbi Ford offered Hebrew lessons and religious instruction to a number of lay people and clergy in the Harlem area. Ford worked with both Matthew's Commandment Keepers congregation and the Moorish Zionist congregation, led by Mordecai Herman in the 1920s. Before starting his congregation, Beth B'nai Abraham, in 1931, after Ford immigrated to Ethiopia, he sent a letter to Matthew granting him full authority to represent us in America, to represent us. We're going to find out who that us is. And furnishing him with a shemaka, a certificate of rabbinic ordination. Throughout the rest of his career, Matthew would claim that he and his followers were Ethiopian Hebrews, because in their lexicon, Ethiopian was preferred over the term Negro, which they abhorred. And because his authority derived from their chief rabbi in Ethiopia. Now, we see here that they want to change the term Negro to Ethiopian. Our people have a history and really a strong drive to be things other than they not. We got Hebrews out of here, just like a lot of you brothers and stuff. Before you came into the truth, you might have got tattoos and stuff. And a lot of brothers' first tattoos were of other nations, whether it was Chinese tattoos, Japanese tattoos, even Celtic designs, African designs. As we know, according to the scriptures, tattoos aren't permitted. Anyway, but we pick up a lot of customs of the nations because we don't know our true origin. We know now, but the majority of the people don't. And as we see here, as an adjunct to this congregation, Matthew created a Masonic lodge called the Royal Order of the Ethiopian Hebrews and Sons and Daughters of Culture.
Wait, can we stop for a sec? Let's just build on a little bit of what you're saying. So who was it? Can you just break it down for the simple, like in the simplest terms, for those who may not have gotten what you're reading? Because I know Rastafari Sabbatical, he brings this out as well about the Royal Order of the Ethiopian Jews, right? Like he always brings that up. So he always gets at One West about their origins under Rabbi Ford and Matthews, whatever. But he don't bring out that they started out Freemasonic and all the and trying to be Jewish, and because we don't recognize rabbis. Torah Israelites don't recognize rabbis. You won't hear you would never hear any of us say rabbi nothing, because we know there were no rabbis in the Torah. But that Judaism is Freemasonry. That one of the prominent guys said, Jews don't like to admit it, but our God is Lucifer. So right now we're seeing that what it is. This is the beginning of all the camps. This is the beginning. So carry on, bro.
Like he said, this is the beginning. Along with the Commandment Keepers, which we see first had the title Jesus in it, and was later changed after his little hustle to bring so-called Negroes, the true Israelites, into his madness, with teaching us that we have African descent. We see a lot of groups out there, people like Nasi. Who else we got that's out there that wears we got some leader out there. Yeah, Zion Lex is another one that embrace the whole RBG
Michael
African.
Edwards. Yeah, Michael Edwards.
Yep, Michael Edwards, Divine Prospect. They all claim or grab hold to the whole African Hebrew Israelite thing. And we're going to see, and as we've been exposing some of them that we just brought up are Masons, which we have exposed in past Torah Nights, Judah Nazareth videos.
Let me cut him real quick. For those who don't know, Freemasonry is controlled by so-called white Jews and the Vatican. So always remember that. Like when you hear Freemason, know who's controlling that. It's the Catholic Church and the so-called Jews, the white so-called Jews. They control that. So anybody under that, that's who's they're controlling it. So go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah. As we see here, women often served as officers and board members in the congregation, though they could not become rabbis. In the lodge, there were no gender restrictions, and women took courses and even taught in the school. Excuse me. Religion, history, and cultural anthropology, presented from a particular Afrocentric perspective. As we see here, presented from a particular Afrocentric perspective, were of immense interest to Matthew's followers and pervaded all his teachings. The lodge functioned as a secret society where the initiated explored a branch of Jewish mysticism called Kabbalah. And the school sought to present a systematic understanding of the practice of Judaism to those who initially adopted the religion solely as an ethnic identity. While the black press accepted the validity of the black Jews in their midst, the white Jewish press was divided. Some reporters accepted them as odd and considered their soulful expressions exotic. Most challenged Matthew's identification with Judaism, and a few ridiculed King Solomon's black children and mocked Matthew's efforts to teach young Pickaninny Hebrew. And also, we see how the white Jews didn't want to embrace them. You will also see these groups in their beginnings. I don't have anything on it right now, where they embrace a lot of the Sephardic Jews. And when we see, and like if we go to scriptures like 1 Kings 17 chapter 28, we see that when the Assyrians replaced the land of Israel with other nations, and the Most High Yahweh, he sent lions among them and destroyed them out of the places. So the Syrians had to come up with a new plan. And they suggested that they would take one of the Israelite priests to go into the land and teach those other nations our customs and our laws. If you read Shalom, you want to get that scripture for me?
You said 1 Kings 17:28?
Yes.
Hold on. Let me grab my Tanakh. Let me cut the light on first.
Actually start at
26?
Yeah, at 24. Start at 24.
All right, 1 Kings at the JPS Tanakh, chapter 17, starting at verse 24, which reads, "And now, O Yahweh, let your promise concerning your servant and his house be fulfilled forever, and do as you have promised."
I'm sorry, I'm reading it on the Bible Hub. Start where it says, "King of Assyria brought the men from Babylon."
Okay, let me get my Let me see if I got my KJV. No, I don't have my KJV. I just switched trucks. So I packed everything up and I gotta find everything. I'm gonna just read it out. Huh?
Another brother grab it then? If someone have it on deck.
See if I can pull it up while someone else is grabbing it.
Wait, it's 1 Kings what? 18?
Yeah, it usually start like a little before. It says, and the kings of Assyria brought men from Babylon.
Did you say First Kings or First Chronicles?
2 Kings. 2 Kings, 17th chapter.
Okay. I was in Chronicles, that's why.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
17. All right, it says the king of Assyria brought people from Babylon, Katha, Ava, Hamath, and Sepharvaim, and he settled them in the towns of Samaria in place of the Israelites. They took possession of Samaria and dwelt in its towns.
Right. So the king of Assyria brought these other nations. And as you see there, the Sepharvaim, those are who you would call the Sephardic Jews today that were left in Israel and around the borders of it after we left in 70 AD. When the Ashkenazi Jews, when they came to the land of Israel, the Sephardim was already there. And there's also issues between the Ashkenazi and the Sephardim in the land of Israel today. The Sephardim is looked down as just like how Negroes are looked down as in America. What was taught in the One West schools about the Falasha Jews, the Falashas were descended from, was taught by Tahar, for instance, said that the Falashas came out of Samaria. And as we have in the New Testament, when Yahushua spoke to the woman at the well, who was from Samaria, when she said her fathers spoke about you, and he abruptly told her, that woman that you worship, which you know not, saying that she wasn't an official Jew. And as we see later, if you read on to 25 real quick, Shalom, I'm sorry.
Yeah, verse 25, it says, and so it was at the beginning of their dwelling there that they feared not Yahweh. Therefore Yahweh sent lions among them, which slew some of them.
Come on. And read on.
26. Wherefore they spake to the king of Assyria, saying, the nations which thou hast removed, cities of Samaria, the manner of the God of the land. Therefore he hath sent lions among them, and behold, they slay them, because they know not the manner of the God of the land.
God, you see that? So these people, just how the so-called Caucasian Jew is going to be destroyed in the land of Israel at the time of our return back there. And the same as it is now. You look at the land of Israel, Israel is known.
Still there, bro?
Low way of saying it. And what you see now, if you Google any picture of Israel right now, you will Google, you will see a land that is just dust, rocks, barren land, a very like a war-torn area, like you would see now with all the wars and bombs being dropped. It looks just like that. There's no vegetation like it used to be. So that land is barren till we return. And if you read on to 27, go ahead, Shalman.
Second Kings 17 verse 27 says, then the king of Assyria commanded, saying, carry thither one of the priests whom you brought from thence, and let them go and dwell there, and let him teach them the manner of the God of the land. One of the priests whom they had carried from Samaria came and dwelt in Bethel, and taught them how they should fear Yahweh. Let me keep going.
Yep.
Howbeit, every nation made gods of their own, and put them in the houses of the high places, which the Samaritans had made, every nation in their cities wherein they dwelt. The men of Babylon made Succoth-Benoth, Koth made Nergal, and the men of Hamath made Ashima, made Nibhaz and Tartak. Sepharvites burnt their children in fire, Dremelech and Anamelech, the gods of Sepharvaim. So they feared Yahweh and made unto themselves of the lowest of them priests of the high places, which sacrifice for them in the houses of the high places, and serve their own gods after the manner of the nations whom they carried away from thence.
In the last verse.
All right. Unto this day, they do after the former manners, Yahweh, neither do they after their statutes, or after their ordinances, or after the law and commandment which Yahweh commanded the children of Jacob, whom Israel.
God. So what we see here is that when they got put in there, they were taught by the Levites, and they still wanted to follow their own customs. And as we see here, it said the Sepharvites burned their children to the fire to Adrammelech and Anamelech, the god of the Sepharvaim. If I'm not mistaken, any of you brothers know, is that another way of saying Molech?
God,
that would be king.
Yeah.
What was that, Judah?
It's like,
it's another way of saying king.
Yeah,
okay.
like
Bull king. Bull king.
Yeah.
God. And what you saw is these nations, they stayed in that land. And when you go to the New Testament, for all the NT heads, you all know, especially coming out of One West, that Yahweh Shah said, go into all the world except Samaria. And why he said don't go to Samaria is this reason right here. Because they're imposters there. Just like the Shafarims, like the Ashkenazis, and just like the Falashas. What I was taught in One West, that the Falashas were from Samaria, or the Falashas became Jews from that occurrence right here. And that's why it was taught in One West that the Falashas were not Jews. But if we go back to Wentworth, that's what they taught, that they were of African descent, descending from the Falashas, and they replaced the name Negro, which is a key which the white man put on us, saying who we were. And what they did, they wanted to replace that and give us another identity that wasn't our own. And what we starting to figure out here, that Matthews, Ford, as we see here, they were all Masons. All the way back there. There's other records I've seen where FS.
Wait, you got.
Yeah.
Wait, you got. Can you scroll back up because you had you didn't get to that one. Where is it? It was yeah, just a little bit more, Do you see that right there where it says yeah, you got to highlight it where it's highlighted. Can you go into that real quick?
Yeah. The lodge functioned as a secret society where the initiated explore a branch of Jewish mysticism called Kabbalah. So, and we know that all these groups, like Nasty's group, I believe Zion Lex deals with this group. Zion Lex actually did a lecture on Sa Neter maybe like a couple months back on Kabbalah. And as we see here, page to load. Actually, that's the word. If I okay, we go to about the Israelite Academy, which is funny. There was an Israelite Academy in UPK, and still in there, and you see what they teach. Now, this is the website for the International Israelite Board of Rabbis. And what we got here, Kabbalah courses.
Yo, Killer,
okay, let's stop.
Quick
okay,
question.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
Okay.
I'm sorry. No, let me get this in, brother. Let me get this in because people who are listening, basically what is being told to you today, and what's shown to you, there's a tree, and its root started in, if I'm not mistaken, a Hamite, right? You got?
Con.
Okay, so it started out with a Hamite. Okay, a Hamite. Then it came over to what? New York City, correct? No, yes, no.
Harlem.
Harlem. Okay, Harlem was the hot spot for quote unquote black culture, quote unquote, right? Jazz and this group over here and that group over there and all these things, right? Now, let's keep it going. This is in succession. This is the same tree. You see here that they started off in Kabbalah and the Freemasonic Lodge. They were studying quote unquote Jewish mysticism, which is absolute nonsense and foolishness and witchcraft. It's just a sleight of hand. So these brothers who they figured out they were Israelites, but they were still in that, you know, they still were looking for acceptance with the so-called white Jew who wasn't trying to hear that because they know that the so-called white Jew has a religion called Judaism. While they're not Israelites, they practice a religion called Judaism based on Kabbalah and foolishness. So so One West's earliest beginnings were rabbis, black rabbis, who were trying to join up with the so-called white man. This is Tazariak from Isupk's favorite claim against us who keep the Torah. Oh, they just want to follow the Jewish man. Well, that's funny. But there's we have nothing to do with no Judaism, no rabbis, no Kabbalah, none of that.
No
but they do, or Africans. But they do.
Right there. He said his ancestry comes from Ethiopia, Ghana, and Lagos, and Nigeria. And what about Ford? We go to Ford. Go on, Judith. Keep talking. I find it.
Now, so in essence, what we're saying here in this broadcast is yes, we're Israelites, but the black Hebrew Israelite cults that you see on the street with their Jeebus Geist madness, they started off Freemasonic and they are still Freemasonic. So you will see them throwing up these and these and these and this and whatever satanic Freemasonic shit they learned from the white man. They still do it to this very day, showing Yahweh's mocking them, showing that they are in allegiance and were started by the so-called white Jews and the Catholic Church. To this day, you still see it. So don't let Al-Azhar from Sicarii 666 and all those groups try to talk their way out of it, because that's all they're going. Actually, you know what? They're not going to address it at all because they can't disprove it. That's how you know people lose, is when you bring forth something and they can't rebut it. They can't rebuttal. There's no rebuttal. There's no response. They just leave it alone. So Sicarii 17:15, all you young brothers off the street, you think you're finding the truth, and then you ain't doing nothing but joining Satan. They worship Satan. That's why they keep putting up, there's no I in Hebrew. When you hear the word Yahweh Shai, what they're saying is they're taking Yahweh's name and they're adding a Shai to it, which that's not in Hebrew at all. Okay? They're straight up adding Lucifer's name. It's just, when you go into Freemasonry, they add in names like they have a god they made for themselves called Jabulon. They're saying Yah, Bel, or Baal, which is the Jesus Christ of these camps, and which is an Egyptian Hindu god, Amun Ra, and they join them all together with Yahweh's name. So there's Jah Bel So you'll hear them say, you'll hear the One West camp say, "Oh, the Most High, Yahweh Y, Idol Shai," and that's two names, but they say it's one name. That's Masonic. They're getting this from their Masonic origins. They can't get away from it. Good trees don't produce bad fruit. That means they started off bad. That's what it is.
Exactly.
So, any other brothers?
Real quick, before you go on, you got this also proves what we be saying, how we spiritually still in Egypt, and we spiritually can get to Jerusalem. You see what I'm saying? Like, doing this crap here is spiritual Egypt. Your mind, your spirit, your psyche, your essence is in Egypt, right? The double straights, which is narrow streams,
Right.
all right? And then you got Yara Shalom, peaceful teachings, teachings of peace, a place of peace. A place is not just land, it's also a state of mind. This is what people gotta wake up and come to realization and realize, man.
God. And just like we see here, Wentworth, his background, Hamite. Ford, as we see here, Ford asserted that his father's ancestry could be traced to the Yoruba tribe of Nigeria and his mother to the Mendi tribe of Sierra Leone. And what was he into? Where is it here? Scottish.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Wait. Say that right there. Right. Hold on. Any other brothers got any thoughts? Well, hold, you got it. Before you get into that, any other brothers that got any comments or anything they want to say? Or
I never would have believed it. Really, I really didn't know that Masonry had such an influential role in all this. From the very beginning. That's just so shocking. I don't know if anyone else could have seen it either.
Well, I saw it. I've been telling y'all for years, but other brothers
bring that up. They always bring up their founders, Wentworth, Albert Bivens, Ford, Crowdy, F.S. Cherry, Nat Turner, and Prosper was another one. As we see from Cherry and up, Cherry, Crowdy, Ford, Wentworth, they all have Masonic background. And we see right here, Ford, Scottish Rite Mason. And now he started to believe that, or started to teach Israelites that they're of Ethiopian descent. Which is foolishness. And when we get back to Marcus Garvey and we see those pictures and brothers say, well, the Israelites stood hand in hand with Marcus Garvey. Africans and Masons stood with him, not Israelites. And then you get the Moorish Science Temple. There was two brothers on Sa-Neter was saying how the Hebrew beginnings of the Moorish Science Temple. No, they weren't. It was African.
The one that
they were taught. Yeah. Yep. What they were doing, they wasn't teaching that was Israelites. They was teaching us that we were Ethiopians, that we were Hamites. And yeah, with Ford, UNIA, Eve then had the song. Any of your brothers remember the name of the song? The Universal Ethiopian Anthem. There it is. Ethiopians shall soon stretch out their hand to God. And that's their claim for Ethiopia being with Israel. They also apply that with the whole Haile Selassie and Queen of Sheba. Negi, did you grab that for me?
Oh, I didn't know exactly what you wanted, but yeah, I've
post in there. That was my last 4 posts.
Oh, yeah, you had me a little confused. But yeah, I've heard of that. That's actually kind of funny. I've heard that what you just said. Can you say that again, just so I know exactly what?
With the Ethiopian anthem?
Yeah. What does that say?
On the Universal Ethiopian anthem. And where they get the whole idea that Ethiopians are Israelites is from Psalm 68 and 3. That's a scripture that you always see Rastafarians come out with. You'll say, yeah, basically the whole Rastafarian thing. Do any of you brothers go to the Coptics? Apply to that also?
Oh, yes, Coptics.
Yes,
I know,
Coptic,
I've heard of them.
Yeah, Coptic. They're Egyptian Christians.
Yes, and what they did is they started the Ethiopic church. Like, they came down to Ethiopia and they gave them what you need essentially to have a church, which is they gave them bishops. They raised priests to the level of bishops and then severed ties because they were done, finished.
Got it. And we got other YouTube channels that Ethiopian Wrath. What's this channel? Well, it doesn't matter. He did a video.
Rastafari sabbatical.
Yeah.
Yes.
He also said that Haile Selassie came to America and gave Wentworth. That was on the stuff that I wanted you to grab for me, Negi. If you could find it, just like paste it or screen share it for me. Where Haile Selassie came to New York and started the order of Wentworth's Masonic Lodge. Was it the order of the Ethiopian sons and daughters of Israel?
Yeah, I'm looking for it right now. Where was that thing you wanted me to find? Where is it?
It's in TK box.
Okay, all right, I'll look there. All right, here.
And I know there's some truth to that because I remember Rastas were worshiping him as God, and he was like, no, I'm not a god, I'm just a human being. And then Haile Selassie actually sent bishops or whatever to America to like try to get them into the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, and that's a fact. And I'm quite sure Rastafari Sabbatical will not deny that. So what you're hearing is Freemasonry, Kabbalah, mysticism, witchcraft, Jewish control, Catholic control. So you got everybody but our people started it. It was Hamites and so-called whites or Edomites, so-called Jews and Catholics, which are the same people, it's just different religions, right? They started One West. So Kendrick Lamar, you joining IUIC, you might as well like stay in Hollywood and throw Baphomets because you're gonna go wind up in IUIC throwing out Baphomets, and they're gonna take that 10% tithe money that they're gonna require from you. You're gonna be giving millions to them, and the runner of that group is a cop, straight up. And they make sacrifices and they do all the wicked stuff that they do in Hollywood and in the music industry. You're going to join up with the same wicked Jewish Kabbalah, Catholic controlled Freemasonic groups. This is why these camps are ineffective and they don't do nothing. They don't stand up for anything. They don't do nothing, like nothing at all. If anybody out there, if If you know what I'm talking about, go ask them about this. But go ask them and see if they answer your question. If they don't answer your question, and you members out there who are in these groups, you're wicked. The Most High told you about what the deal is when you've been in need of Baal. You're going to die. You ain't going to make it. Ain't no Jesus going to save you. You're going to die because you're in a cult that was started by and controlled by white Jews and white Christians, Catholics. No matter what they call themselves, you know, it's always the same thing. So, you know, other brothers, Josh, y'all there? Ira, you know.
Yeah, sorry.
What do y'all brothers think about this?
I can't find the thing that he wants me to find. I don't know where it is. I'm scrolling.
My last couple posts in TK. It's probably set back. I haven't been on there in a while.
You mean the most recent or the last?
My most recent post, not the post that are on there now.
Yeah, I'll even show you what I'm looking at right now because it's not showing anything about the. What is the subject?
On the whole Ford, Ethiopian, all that stuff. It'll be my last.
Well, I don't see it. I don't see it at all.
Maybe Lamont, if you're here.
I'm seeing Torah Knights back down from debate. I'm seeing something about us.
I'm looking too. Give me a second.
Well, while they're looking, it seems as though at this point there has to be a decision made because we're pretty much, well, you know, Brother Killa, Judah, Shalama, they're pretty much showing you who is behind the curtain, the Wizard of Oz curtain, and then you're looking at them, right? And then you got to make a choice because this is not, we didn't make up this website. We didn't, you know, we didn't Photoshop this and put this together. This is actually factual. So,
and that verse, that Psalm 68:3, it says Ethiopia will quickly stretch out, will soon stretch out her hand to God. That to Yahweh, that is not saying that Ethiopians are Israelites. And the madness that they're putting out there to these groups. And just like you have any religious group in Christianity, and as we see now in Israelites, Judaism, they're all different types of sects. And they all, like I said before, it's a group to fit every demographic of people. They have groups that worship rattlesnakes, and they got scriptures on it. You know what I mean? They use these scriptures. What? Yeah, there's a group, and they're based like Tennessee and like the whole Appalachian Mountains, like Smoky Mountains kind of people, like big mountain people and stuff. They have a Christian group that believes in handling rattlesnakes in church. And if you get bit, that means you're not faithful to the Most High. And if you get bit, they get no help for you. And you ask for no help. And you just die.
I've seen that on TV.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, and you know what? Those verses, remember too, I think that's in Mark 16:9, and then it goes down to 20. If I'm not mistaken, those were those added verses that were added into Mark that are not in the Codex Sinaiticus. With the you'll handle poisonous snakes and not die and all that. That wasn't even originally part of the book of Mark. So you know, again, man, it's like Lamont said, you got a choice to make. You know, it's like David Israel used to say, you know, Judah Nazareth, you know, they gotta make that choice. Right, so now David Israel's talking to y'all. Y'all gonna make that choice. In Freemasonry, what they call the image of the beast is their Masonic system, which is a left-handed replica or copy of our temple, and it's called. But you know, remember Yahweh said He created man in the image of Elohim, which are like basically the angels, because we are not made in the image of Yahweh. We are made we're like a lesser angel. If I'm not mistaken, that's Psalm chapter 8, right? So Esau and them made their image, their false temple. Where since Yahweh doesn't deal with their false temple, they act as God. Esau and them are up in that what their holy of holy is that 30th to the 33rd degree, and everybody else below that is like the holy place, or you know, or the profane would be out, you know, out of Freemasonry or whatever. Right? They would call it profane, right? So basically, in a nutshell, it don't matter what they say, because I'll do a solo video on it myself based on this video. If you stick with them, these camps, you have agreed to have Esau, the so-called white man, the so-called fake Jew, and the Catholic Church, the Pope. You made them your God because they're the ones who are calling the shots in Freemasonry. So all these camps you see tossing up Baphomets and one eyes and 666s and thumb pyramids and manifest all this madness, they're telling you, and it's in Proverbs, the man of Baal speaks it with his fingers and with his hands and winks with his eyes. You guys don't see it, but they're communicating with each other unbeknownst to you, and they're saying, Esau, the white man, is my God. So blaspheming the Most High by adding on idol shad next to his name, no problem. They don't believe in him anyways. That's why they wear them dinner table fringes and call them fringes, and they're not. This is why they preach with their heads uncovered. You know, when the Torah says it's supposed to have your head covered. Even the so-called Jew has a yarmulke, which is not in the Torah, but even he knows you're supposed to have your head covered. These niggas do not do that, like, at all. Like, they are totally Hellenist, Pauline, Greek, like, mystery school. So the Greek mystery school shit that Paul was teaching is no different than the Pharisee Talmudic Judaism you see today. It's the same thing. They all think Yahweh is evil and that Satan, which they call Lucifer, they think that he's good. So, Brother Josh, your brother still there?
Khan, I'm here.
And what are your thoughts on this, brother? I'm trying to get other brothers' thoughts on. Chime in, y'all.
Well, I just want the listeners out there and all those listeners to Torah Nights Radio to realize that in no way is this something like we're out to bash our elders. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them might be looking at this to the point like, oh man, they're just condemning everybody. They're condemning everybody like this or that. But what's being presented here is something that you could actually, you can give thanks to Yahweh for, because it's actually Yahweh's plan and Yahweh's order to actually show you how them brothers, they had the spark, right? They even had a little spark. They was trying to bring back the Tharawad to the people, but the methods they went about using it was something that was put there for them in order for Esau and these Jesuits, these Luciferians, to continue to be able to have a stake in what was going on. So what we're presenting to you is something that will ultimately separate you from that Luciferian and to bring you back into Yahweh's teaching and back into Yahweh's order. You know what I'm saying? So I want the people who are listening to that or watching this to really be mindful that this information being brought out is more so of a history lesson than anything of like, but of course this history lesson you have to be accountable for, because you're watching it and you're paying heed to it right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Hey, if I may real quick, bring out a couple scriptures. This is Hosea chapter 13. And I'm going to start at verse 4. Only I, Yahweh, have been your God ever since the land of Egypt. You have never known a true God but me. You have never had a helper other than me. I looked after you in the desert in a thirsty land. When they grazed, they were sated. When they were sated, they grew haughty, and so they forgot me. So I am become like a lion to them, like a leopard I lurk on the way. Like a bear robbed of her young, I attack them and rip open the casing of their hearts. I will devour them like a lion. The beast of the field shall mingle them. This is key right here, verse 9, right? You are undone, O Israel. You had no help but me. Where now is your king? Let him save you. Where are the chieftains in all your towns from whom you demanded, right? Which is 1 Samuel 12:12 and on down. Give me a king and officers. Verse 11, I give you kings in my ire and take them away in my wrath. All right, so all these kings that y'all set up, that y'all look at elders, it's all done in Yahweh's ire and his wrath, man. He's gonna take them down in his fierce anger, man. With that swift right hand you always be on the streets talking about. That's exactly how that's how he took them guys down. That's how he's gonna take y'all down if y'all don't come out that madness. Which I know the majority of them leaders ain't gonna do. So, but for y'all that's watching and listening and following the camps and whatnot, and y'all that see this video later on, if you're not watching it live, like the brother Josh said, you are held responsible. You got a responsibility now. You got to make a choice.
I'll say this, just as an example. Just recently, I had some very close but like elderly people within my own family pass away, and what tends to happen is in those types of situations, you look back at those people and you say, you think about the times that they spoke, quote unquote, words of wisdom to you, or they might have said or done things that you looked at as being some type of pinnacle or something within your life, right? So just like that, I think a lot of our people look at maybe elders or people who were in the truth at some point, or maybe brought them up in the truth at some point, and they look at them and they say, elder such and such, created this or did that or made this or, taught us this or taught us that. But the thing about it is they could have had times where it said things that may have been right, but you have to not so much look at things from an emotional standpoint. You have to look at it through, as we say, the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding of the Torah. So when you look at what they're saying, and if it does not align up with the Torah, you have to understand that at the end of the day, you have to cut that off. Like, that's just like a dead limb. Like, regardless of how you might feel about that person, you might feel, like you might really care for that person. You might feel like, they might have been a very good person. But if it does not align up with the Torah, you have to leave it alone. And a lot of these guys are on this website, a lot of these rabbis or just different people in One West that go, far back, that help build One West up. A lot of them, as you can see, were in, Masonry and doing different things that that the Most High just does not, he doesn't condone any of that type of behavior. So regardless of how our people might look at it, they were wrong for what they did, but you can't be so emotional about it. You have to understand that they did what they did, but we are in a time, just like Josh said, it's history, right? So history repeats itself. So since history repeats itself, we know from the Torah that we had elders and Levites and different people who were in leadership, or that were leading everything, that pretty much decided to go off. So the same thing is happening now. We have different people that might be a leader of a camp or organization. They decide to go off. You can't follow them. You have to be able to stand on the Torah and say what is right and what is wrong. So that's all I have to say.
Hey, before your guy continues on, brother Jonathan Williams, we call this brother Yakanan. We're gonna give a Hebrew name, Yakanan. He just joined. Everyone give the brother Shalom, man. He's he's a new Torah night. Shalom, brother John.
Shalom, everybody.
Shalom.
Shalom. All
right, hey, John. There's a up on your screen. There's a mic mute thing because brother, your guy's going through a presentation. So mute your mic. We're all about to mute our mics.
All right, bro. Yeah.
You see it? All right.
Yeah. Now we get into the next elder, who we say started the One West group. He supposedly broke off from the commandment keepers. And I'll go from here. Abba Bivens. As you see, also known as Abba Bivens, was initially taught that he was an Israelite by ex-slaves so many years earlier in the South. Bivens believed in the Black Christ, and on his way to New York had visited many Indian reservations. How we get the 12-tribe chart, and with the natives and stuff being Israelites, supposedly Bivens was the first to recognize that within the Hebrew Israelite culture or groups, and came to the scriptural conclusion that the so-called Indians were Israelites as well. When he came to New York, he joined the Commandment Keepers under Matthews, but rejected Matthew's teachings of the Old Testament only. Bivens founded the Israeli school. Not Israelite, the Israeli school. He was first to teach both the blacks and the Indians of the Americas are Israelites. As we see now that General Rihanna says he started the UPK and gives it the name the Israelite School of UPK. But it was called the Israeli School. And if I can remember, in UPK back in the 90s, they had the sign before the whole Tazadakia group started up. The sign on the building said Israeli and not Israelite. But now we see the cover up with Johanna saying that it says Israelite. And it goes back. They deal with Abba Bivens as one of their fathers. Next, we'll see Ariyah. And now I think that was World of Blacks came to say. Let me see if I can find it here. It's not there. I just dragged it over here.
While he's looking, I want to shout out to the brother World of Blacks, but brother, you're wrong. Flat out. Because he always says, oh, no, that's not true. That's not true. No, it's true. As Kurt Angle would say, it's damn true.
Hey, what does he say? Show me your sources.
Yeah. What's your primary source?
I just had it. I don't know what I did with it. Darn thing. Oh, where is it? Where is it? It's one I had. I had it on there somehow. It disappeared. But it said, what it said, how Abba Bivens, he left and he called it the Israeli school. And later, when maybe it's with the one with yeah, here we go. This is what I'm looking for. 1973, after Bivens. Moshe Ben Kareem, aka Masha.
Wait, hold on. Can you show it? Can you show it? You got it because we can't see it. We see your logo.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. Yeah, with Abba Bivens. And we all know this guy was another African Hebrew Israelite that came out of there. We got groups like Yahweh Ben Yahweh. That was another
straight Masons, and he's a straight Mason. They have the Grand Celestial Lodge of such and such and such and such. You notice all their followers are all a bunch of weirdos. That's what Masonry does to you. It makes you a cult group. That's why you got certain cult members today. They don't join up with all the people in Israel. No. They stay with their own little Masonic groups.
Oh. So, 1973. Moshe Ben Kareem. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was just saying it sounds.
Someone said something?
I was just saying it sounds real familiar. You got Sicarii with Sicarii, UPK with UPK, GOCC over here in this corner. You got IUIC over there at the top, and you know what I mean.
And this is coming from, this is off the Israel United in Christ group. This is off their website.
This is the liver punch, y'all. This is that punch that's gonna put these Negroes on the mat. Go ahead, you guys. I'm sorry.
And you see, they took over. All right, AKA Masha was chosen to carry on the teachings of Abba Bivens, placed with Peter Sherrod, AKA Iuic, who we all hear Masha, who they all taught that Masha was King David. Our talks about that a lot. Peter, other brothers was John, other brothers was like, you know what I mean, other New Testament, and all these groups. They're putting these titles on these so-called elders and different people within that group. They took over the Israeli school. So what World of Blacks was saying, yeah, for World of Blacks, it was originally called the Israeli School. There was also, I've seen sources where it's called the Israeli School of Tanakh, or the Israeli School of Torah. Now, so who's that? Abba Bivens was also teaching. How can I put it? Skip my mind. But anyway, it was added to Masha and Abba Bivens. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to say. The Israeli school UPK wasn't addressed. People, they always show that picture. That is not One West. That school where Tazidakia is now. One West was around the corner. That school that Tazidakia is in now, which was the old Israeli school of UPK, before they recognized Tazidakia as a comforter. That is where I believe Masha and Iuic moved the school to Madison Avenue. If there's any brothers in the YouTube chat or something, it's like, I know S.O.T. Speaks about that also. And so that school is not One West where they started. One West was around the corner. It's like an Applebee's. They made it into a big like commercial building and stuff now. And here go Israel United in Christ. Snitches, later in the 70s, they were helped by 5 other brothers, and they were called the Seven. And Judah, you had something on that you were saying before about the Seven?
Yes. Now, this is a clear sign. First off, you got Israeli, not Israelite. That's one. A clear giveaway. That's one. That's the Zionist aspect control of the Masonic Lodge One West thing. Then 2, you got universal practical knowledge, which that doesn't mean make any sense when you're dealing with the Torah or any type of anything. Universal is another word for the word Catholic. So you got Zionist so-called Jews and Catholics and Freemasonry and Kabbalah. And, oh, I'm sorry. And the 7 heads are like the 7 heads of Rome, the 7 hills of Rome, right? So they're telling you without telling you. The Catholic Church and the so-called Jew runs One West. All this madness you see, and there's more coming out. All this madness you see from these camps, and them trying to like. This is why they don't associate with Torah Nights, man. They don't do it. All of them. If I'm not even mistaken, I think Mighty Hebrew, who be on Global Media Inc., he might be one of them too. Like they're all Masonic, all a little Masonic group, and they don't deal with nobody outside their Jewish ran, Catholic ran Masonic order. So the 7 heads of Rome, and you notice they're called the 7 heads in this Universal Catholic School of Practical Knowledge.
God. And say they were offered several $1 million by the Rosicrucians to teach a more Christian or Jewish message of unity for all mankind, as some of the other Israelite camps teach. So the Rosicrucians came.
Yeah, let's just, can we all build on that for a second? Please, wait. I've heard a Rob from GMS, the Puerto Rican brother from GMS. He admitted more than once that Rosicrucians have tried to infiltrate. Oh, they didn't try. They did. Because if they didn't, you explain how there's a dude called the Comforter, a nigga pope. That's one. Two, they have apostolic succession, which is Catholic. Three, they wear the colors. We'll get into that, in a second, as you can see on the board. They all teach. You can't differentiate these camps from any other Christian church. They all listen. They're supposed to be Israelite, but they're just like my Christian family. When you go eat with them and you bow your head down to say grace over food, the first thing your family says is in Jesus' name. Well, that's what they do. Bahashem shibidi bop bop, as Rob Rack would say, which has nothing to do with the Torah. Deuteronomy 6 verse 4 says Yahweh Akkad. What are they talking about? They're teaching that Catholicism, that Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah. So they can make all the videos, oh, Jewish Nazareth, this, blah, 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 blah. Okay, Torah Nights started from like nothing. Like Yahweh made Adam out of nothing. Torah Nights came out of like nowhere from nothing. And now look, the knowledge, wisdom, understanding is coming out. Well, their group is started and created by Africans and the white man. They're not even in control of their own stuff. You saw Rosicrucians with nothing but a mystic Christian organization, Freemasonic, offered millions of dollars, right? Well, just because you see some people looking like bums, some people took that bag. All you got to look at is who's the most prosperous groups. Because if they did it once, they're going to keep doing it. They know how Negroes are. Negroes want that bag. So who do you see around here with fancy garments, sounding like complete Christians, united in Christ this, Christ that, Christ is coming to this, Christ that. They have these big organizations. That's them that took that bag. So, you know what it is.
Hey, real quick, man. I'm sorry, but this goddamn demon, I get on my laptop, I get little things on the side that pop up, whatever, on Facebook, whatever, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, right? And this demon shared my post, and this nigga's like, somebody come look at this shit. And I keep asking, I asked the dude twice. He said, look at this shit, right? So I said, prove that this shit stinks. If you can't, then that means this is actually chocolate equals facts, right? This nigga just says you're a clown and y'all are shooting blanks.
Listen, don't even listen. So, the gimp got to him. Okay, he got the gimp ball in his mouth. They bent him over the couch, and they went to town on his booty. So so don't even bother with the gimp victims. Okay, we already know what the white man makes some niggas do. All right. Let you God. Hey, go ahead, brother. I'm sorry, Sean. Let's not be distracted by like gimp victims.
Yeah. As we see, they were offered several millions of dollars for the second infiltration. Now, the Rosicrucians wanted this come to any old group, so there had to be a connection with them from the beginning. I've seen in an S.O.T. Channel. What's his S.O.T? I won't say his channel.
Neo Santo Wanks.
The brother does talk videos.
I mean, he does. He exposed the other guy with the Masonic hand sign papers in his wallet and all that. So they can't deny it because
that's what I was talking about. Right. That's what I was getting at. Can you tell them a little bit more about that? What he had said?
Okay, there's a group called There's a guy group called Neo Santo Wanks. It's basically a 2-man, 3-man group of dudes who was a part of the original One West Masonic group. They were called the Sons of Thunder. I think one of the guys has Down syndrome, and the other guy is his wife. His name is House. And anyways, he was telling a story. The husband was telling a story about how they were in the school, in the lodge, whatever they want to call it. And one of the leaders, Arya, had a wallet next to a phone. I guess the phone rang or something, or whatever, however. Anyway, some brother somehow discovered that Arya, who all these camps follow after, all of them. They all love this dude. This dude's a false prophet. He actually is the guy that endorses the nigga pope comforter. They found some paper with Masonic hand sign instructions, right? So there you go. So that GIMP victim talking about we're shooting blanks. No, we got the sawed off in your mouth. That's what's really going on. We're blowing your skull off, and there's nothing you can say because it's just going to get worse. We told you already, don't say nothing. Just sit there, okay? Know the GIMP got to you, and just deal with it because it's already out. You can't fight against Yahweh. You know, you can't do it. So sorry, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah. So they said that they opened the wallet and it was pictures of a bunch of Masonic and witchcraft stuff. So yeah, and wonder where he learned it. He learned it from Abba Bevins, who learned it from Winsworth. Because why? Because they were in that order, that Ethiopian order, that Masonic lodge that was started by Winsworth. And we know what they deal with in those groups. And now we're seeing it now play out where the Rosicrucians come in, give them money. Here comes the comforter and a whole bunch of other madness. So it never stopped. A lot of groups like to cut off the rest of that history at Abba Bivens. And from Abba Bivens to Aria, they cut it off at Aria. Came with the 12 tribe chart and all that other crazy stuff. So we're seeing the timeline of these Masonic witches from the beginning, all the way back to from the 1800s up. You can look up the research Crowley. You'll see the same thing with his Masonic influence. Ford with his Masonic influence, all the way up to present day. And how many pictures have we caught? Sicarii throwing thumb pyramids, Jediah throwing thumb pyramids, Isupk throwing thumb pyramids,
GMS with Baphomets,
right? Yup, and Baphomets.
Yep.
You name it. Makari, what was his name? Makaria, Mashah, something. What the hell is his name?
Maharakwa from Saints from Idleshire group, Maharakwa the adulterer, throwing up Masonic 666s and the sign of manifestation, doing all that madness. Oh yeah, they do that and they know it.
They just put up the cover-up video today. They put up the they put up a video today, Jedediah on witchcraft. That was a cover-up, and it's funny. It comes the day after your video.
So all y'all who are watching, don't be fooled. Jediah Malak, Maharakwa, and all of them, they're all GIMP ball victims. The GIMP from what's that movie called with Bruce Willis? Pulp Fiction. You know, the guy comes out with a full other black thing and puts the GIMP ball in your mouth. He's about to rape you. They're victims of that. They're GIMP ball victims. You know, so they're trying to cover their asses, okay, because they got caught. We told these groups, shut your mouth, okay? Shut up. Yahweh is against you, okay? We told you, we come in the name of Yahweh Akkad. They come in the name of Satan, okay? You started off as Masons. So sit down, take this beating, learn something, learn where you come from, okay? Your origins are from Hamites and Edomites. That's your rulers, okay? All this madness you Negroes are teaching is nothing but witchcraft, all right? So that's what it is.
Kabbalah.
And they saying it right here. Kabbalah. What do they teach? Israelite Academy? Kabbalah course.
No, wait, hold on. You got to see that. No, wait. They're going to say that we don't see this International Israelite Board of Rabbis and that Kabbalah tree there, which is not Solomon's temple. It's a Kabbalah tree. It's just Jewish mysticism, right? Like foolishness. They're going to act like we made that Kabbalah thing, sign, and put it up there, as if you don't see what they're doing. Okay? They did that. We don't do that. We don't deal with no Jewish mysticism. They do that. So there is no, oh, look at this shit. Look at what shit? You got busted. Sit there and take this beating.
Hey, real quick. Hey, just to point out that so-called Shield of David with the overlaying, you know, and how it's overlaying Africa, showing you what is what they about.
Yeah, I'm glad you all remembered that, bro.
Oh, well, yes. For those who don't see what he's talking about, look up on the top. See the shield? Where's that shield over?
The continent of Africa.
Not over
Israel's
Israel.
to the right.
Israel's right here. It's right over the heart of Africa. And this is the same group that Nazi comes out of. Not the group, but they descend from this group. Also, Jedediah, before he became penis worship Christian, he was a penis worshiping black Jew, African Jew. And then someone touched him and he went on to Christianity, where he teaches the New Testament now. But he comes right out of that group. Zion Lex, people, his congregation, his ancestor or whatever who he grew up with, come right out of this group. And we see Zion Lex teach Kabbalah. And who else you see Zion Lex with? The white man, the white Jew.
That's
and
right.
what you got right here?
His rabbi.
And he
right here.
He does not deal with other brothers.
Who's the teacher? Anthony Cosmic, a white man. That's who's doing their lessons on their site.
Told y'all keep quiet, man.
And what you want next? We can keep going. We can keep going.
Let's keep going, bro.
Yeah. Olive Bivens, Aria. So Aria with S.O.T. says the brother found the witchcraft pictures in his wallet. Did we see them taking the money down with the Rosicrucians? And there's more. What about Nate? We see Nate. Oh, no. Before I go on to Nate, let's go back to the rabbis, the founding rabbis. What we got here? This man. Pastor.
That was not a Jake. I know y'all saw. That was not a Jake.
Oh, this dude right here, yeah.
Yeah, look.
Chief Rabbi of Uganda.
This is the same nigga who be hitting me up for money on Facebook.
Yeah, that's them scam dudes right there. The 418, the 419.
They all send you the same video too.
They scamming.
And look at what we got here. Rabbi KHEPRI, Shmuel Funny, because that's what he is. He Funny Junior.
The corner selling knockoff watches and chicken feet necklaces.
And this guy has a cousin. And guess who his cousin is?
Who's
Michelle
that?
Obama.
Oh, no clue.
Michelle Obama.
What?
Rabbi Funny with his cousin, Michelle. President Obama and his wife, Mary, at the White House. And look what she's doing. Look at the Masonic sign Michelle is doing.
I see it. She's throwing up the Bafi. She's trying to do a slick.
Yep. And that's another sign also when they put their two middle fingers together. I watched a video on that earlier. And it was a whole bunch of people that were showing that. And it's so uncommon. It's a real slick one. Like the blossom that you can just pick out on night and day. Like, you know what I mean? You can just pick out all day. This, where they put those two middle fingers close together. And that's hard to do. You don't do that normally.
Negi said it stands for Mason. He says it's an M for Mason.
Wow. Thanks, Negi. So we see what's going on there. Also, with these camps, ISUPK, Israel United of Christ, GMS, their salutes are also Masonic. When they put their fist to their chest, the first thing they do, they pound their chest to their heart with their fist to their heart and recite the bullshit.
Can you show the documents for that, bro? Because we saw it before. Can you get it up?
Yes, sir.
You know, we don't want people to think pulling scenes from the hat.
These dudes are in Ellsville. Like, so if anybody is still joining this, you know what? We're just gonna keep calling. We're not gonna deal with you as. We're just gonna call you Masonic Israelites. That's what you are. You're Catholic Church, Vatican-run Jewish Kabbalah mysticism, demon phallic Baphomet worshippers. That's all you are. That's all these camps are. This is why they do that. They don't deal with the rest of Israel. You know, there's a group called the Soldiers of God. They're Christians. They expose IUIC. They're like, they talked to a guy who's an IUIC member, and IUIC came down on that dude because they're like, you're not allowed to talk to him unless Nate gives you approval. And the dude so real was like, why? You're a grown man. Why do you have to like get approval to talk to people? You know, like, right? You're a grown man. You can't talk to who you want to talk to. Like, that's some cult, some Mormonism cult-ish.
God. What we have here?
Oh, Salak.
Just a little side note. Little rascals.
Wait, see the little fat kid on the left? Look at his hands. He's throwing up that One West Sicarii 666 GMS IUIC ISUPK GOCC whatever Masonic. Look, he's throwing it up. They call that the diamond, the rock, the pineal gland, the you know, the eye of Horus, the booty, you know, the anus chakra hand. That's what he's throwing up right there. And then watch buckwheat, and when you got it, he'll look at buckwheat in the front. You might have a.
Oh,
there you go. Look what Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
Now, you saw buckwheat. You see Eddie Murphy tossed up the 666. Oh, what is it? What is it? There's something about okay, right? What is that again?
Yeah, it says OTE. Know what I mean?
OTE.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody knows the
666
OK symbol is the 666. That's what he's doing right there.
There you go.
I'm gonna backtrack real quick. Crowley. This is another founding father of the Hebrew Israelite movement. Though Bishop Crowley and his contemporary William Christian were both dedicated Freemasons who brought much of their fraternal order into the Black Israelite churches. There is no smoking gun linking Black Jews like Crowley and Christian to the Israelite discourses that circulated widely in Freemasonry and Anglo-Israelism. However, there is much circumstantial evidence suggesting that Crowley and Christian had access to Masonic legends of the ancient Israelites, older Masonic Israelite ideas, and African-American traditions of biblical exegesis a part in the formation of their own identifications as Black Israelites.
Now, let me say this real quick. I made a video a few weeks ago on Freemasonry. Now, I don't know. Freemasonry, first off, says the Idumea are Israelites. Idumea, right? And you're not going to get really a whole lot of like what they call Israelite backdrop or backstory from you know, whatever. But so we're not saying that maybe the writer thinks that maybe because of damn, look at that.
Yep.
You know, Freemasonry doesn't get into the Israelite thing or whatever because it's really dedicated to it's like based on Kabbalah. That's like the whole basis of it is based on Kabbalah. And then, and then other pagan worships, like worship of Osiris and whatever, Mithra, so forth and so on. So these rabbis and these Negro rabbis, they knew they were Israelites, but we're talking about in those days, Negroes wanted to be a part. They wanted to be joined. They wanted to be accepted by Esau. They wanted to be accepted by the white man. So they figured the best way they can do that is to become Masons. There's a movie called Rosewood, if I'm not mistaken. The brother was like, I was a Mason. And they wouldn't have killed him anyways. So it goes to show you back then, our people wanted to be accepted by the white man. So they figured if I join Masonry, then, I'm a man, right? That's the whole thought of it. So it wasn't that they were Israelites. That didn't come from Masonry because that's not in there. But that how they set shit up in the Kabbalah and that, and the cult-like mysticism, or in the witchcraft that you see and the hand signs and all that is what they learned from Freemasonry. Not that they're Israelites, because we had people who were not Israelites in the 1800s who were not Masons. They were slaves and they knew they were Israelites. But these dudes wanted to be Jewish. And but I'm sorry, go ahead, bro.
And they also want to be part of the He-Man Woman Haters Club, because we all know what they deal with. That's them taking the pledge. If I'm not mistaken, that's also a Masonic symbol.
The He-Man Woman Haters Club. Leave your wife and your kids. Oh, you need to leave your wife. Well, you see what it is. You see buckwheat and alfalfa right there. What are they doing?
Your wife gotta shave her head, man.
And now, when
just leave him, just flat out cold leave him.
Now, I gotta call out this elder. One of my first times attending UPK in New York City. What was the brother's name? Shalama, the elder. Sheffy.
Yeah.
William Sheffy. I don't know his Hebrew name, but he was an elder in the Israeli school UPK when I attended. And one of the questions I had for him when I first started going there was why they wore Egyptian symbols on their garments. And that's right, I said it, Egyptian symbols on their garments. They had snakes, cobras on the top of their headdress. They had the stripes that you would see on the pharaoh's tombs. The stripes there on the side of the headdress. You know, the headdress that ISUPK wears. And it's just like, if you look at it, it's just like the headdress of the pharaohs. And they would have the stripes that the pharaohs would have on there, and that cheap ass gold foil on there that IUIC puts on their garments. They also would have the scarab beetle. Now, I dare one of you One West heads to say that wasn't true. And I asked them, say, we're the second kings. We're the second kings. So they were co-signing wearing the scarab beetle. And what we see here, the heart-shaped scarab represents the ancient KHEPRI. And we're going to learn a little bit on KHEPRI was a primordial deity. The scarab, let me enlarge this here for everybody. Everybody can see that all right?
Khan.
Yeah. The primordial deity, the scarab, KHEPRI, God, was he who comes into being without being created. What was Jesus, guys? He came into being without being created. So that's one shot at S.O.T. He believes in that virgin birth, which dates back to Africa. He was one of the forms of Atem and was identified with Re, which is Ra, as the morning sun. He rose daily from the horizon. He emerged from the womb of his mother Nut. He set out on his journey across the heavens, just as the dung ball was propelled by the scarab beetle. Being reborn, every morning KHEPRI was associated with resurrection and was at times shown close to Osiris in mortuary offering scenes.
Wait, stop, bro. Wait. Osiris? You mean that the Masonic God, that the resurrecting God of Egypt that I keep saying that Jebus is? That you mean the one in Matthew 2 verse 2 that the Persian? You mean that Osiris? That Osiris. You mean the God of the Masons, right?
Yep.
Osiris. You mean the God and the Son? You know, Osiris and Horus, right? Because
yes,
our God Yahweh, his son is Israel, but you mean their God who has an only begotten son who was born of a virgin?
That's right.
And he's called the morning sun, you said?
Yes, sir.
No,
so,
but
okay.
But they talking about they are higher. He shall be. You see, right in the chapter, it's saying the beginning of he shall be. That's they are higher right there. That's who they talking about. They trying to flip our shit and turn it into that old bullshit. But I'm listening, bro.
But these dudes getting exposed. How can anyone deny what? I'm sorry. Go ahead, you guys. Sorry.
Go ahead. If you have something to say, go ahead. All right, we got now. My point with that, we see who KEPHR, the scarab beetle, represents. Now, I just said that what they would carry, what they would have on their garments, they would have scarab beetles, which is, as we see here, is just like what they call Yahweh Shai. Now, when they would do their salute, the thing they would do was pound their fist against their chest. Like we see here with Khufu. Giving a salute.
Wait, Khufu was in GMS? This is unreal. I didn't know that Khufu was a member. Khufu, you pay your tithes. Right. Bashimity bop bop, as Rob Rack would say. He's giving a Bashimity bop bop salute. This is unbelievable, y'all. If One West keeps going and Negroes keep, you know what? First off, let me tell everybody in the panel and everyone watching and everyone on Facebook who's not associated with these demons. Do not let these Negroes get away, or do not forget where this started from. Do not let these niggas keep talking about the Most High set them up and you know Yahweh did this. No, unless they mean the Catholic Church and the Zionist so-called Jews, that's their God. That's who they're talking about, right? Because clearly Yahweh does not deal with this madness, and we clearly see that by Shimmy Bop Bop. Okay, they all do that. They all do that, and we clearly see it.
The Lord! Say it, Traytel.
Yeah, Traytel. Can we get it, bro? Traytel. Is he there?
Trigger Trey.
Hey, Traytel's not there.
The Lord!
Wait, here he is. Can we get it? Can we get 3 lords?
The Lord! Shut the fuck up.
Oh man. And what we see here, the ancient Egyptians would also place one hand on their heart to represent the god of the morning, called
Lucifer, son of the morning. We're gonna take you off the earth. Lucifer.
what we got here. Pharaohs will also place one hand on their heart, which represents the ancient Egyptian god KHEPRI. And then they get into some other bullshit. And as
it looks
Judah,
like Hades or something.
yeah, represents the Hades cluster in the underworld. Perhaps there's an alien connection. So that's some bugged out shit.
But Hades is death, right?
Yep.
Jesus died for you. He died.
Yep.
They keep pushing death on you. I told you these niggas are worshiping Osiris,
Wait,
nigga.
is that a fez on Khufu's head? Is that a fez? Is that a fez? The Morris
That's a
Mason,
fez, bro.
Is
That's
that
a
the Morris Mason?
Islam, brother. Islam.
Islam. Comes right out of the Lord. The Lord. Look what we got there. What we got there?
Oh man.
What we got there? Freemasons and other people among us do the hand on a heart gesture, which represents Lucifer, the father of the biblical mythology in the Hades cluster, in the underworld of the higher level Freemasonry. We even got other cultures. Look, the Norse god, Tyre, who is a god with one hand.
Yeah, man, ain't no recovering from this, man. They can't recover from this right here, man.
They're gonna act like they don't see it. They're gonna act like this never happened.
Hey, I was telling the brothers that don't be surprised that if we see these camps go from Yahweh Shai back to Jesus Christ, and then go start working with the government on you know, creating the big light show in the sky. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Well, it looks like we've seen that happen with IUIC.
God.
Nate has a video out, you know, and then he did just that.
Hey, listen, but we told them, stop messing with Torah Knights. You're gonna get what you asked for. And now you're getting it. So all you can do is sit there and you quote unquote, as GMS would call it, you can sit there and scoff. You can scoff all you like. The truth's still gonna come out. You Negroes are part of the beast system. And Yahweh is gonna kill you. Because it tells you straight up flat out, you're gonna die. You bent your knee to Baal. Okay? You love the Catholic Church. You love the so-called Zionist Jew. You love Freemasonry. You keep calling on Osiris next to Yahweh's name. Yahweh is zealous for his name. He didn't mention nothing about no Osiris. And you niggas keep doing it. You're wicked. Look, Aleister Crowley. Wait. Keep that there for a second, God. Who saw what Saints for Yahweh Shai said to us? What did he say? He said, do as thou wilt. Lamont, I think you caught that, and Negi, I think you caught that. Saints for Idol Shai. He said that to us, and I was like, oh, so you want some Aleister Crowley shit now? Well, of course. Like, why wouldn't he be? They all stem from the. I don't know. Negi's pissed off. Look, Negi popped in with that. Like, oh no. Yes, Negi. Yes, Negi. They serve Aleister Crowley too. You're not the only. Now I'm saying you do, but I'm saying like they study him too, bruh. Okay, like they just don't admit it. You know, it's what it is, bruh.
And he was on there just like the Sith Lord. Did y'all catch that? Like, what the heck is this nigga wearing?
He got the One West garments, bro.
Actually, can you yeah. I can actually tell you. I can tell you what all that is. I can actually make it clearer. This is like when he first became the Great of Magus, which is like a magician. So that tablet is it's a replica of the funerary tablet of an Egyptian priest who coincidentally killed himself. But one of the reasons why it's there is because when he went to the museum, his wife identified it as the image of Horus, and he saw the number 666 on it, so it drew it to him, that number, and that's the reason why the replica of that tablet is there. And the Book of the Law, you can't see it; it's right there. I don't know what the thing next to it is, but he's holding a Freemason sword in his hand, or a wand or something. Oh, actually, the sword is on the altar.
What's that on his chest?
That is a cross. It's a little
Across the who?
thing. It has what it has in it is it has a little thing that you can look into, and you can do something called scrying, which is where you focus into a thing that doesn't have any details to it, and your subconscious brings out images. That's what
You
that.
trance.
Yeah.
It's called trancing, scrying and trancing.
Right.
But who is it a cross of, though?
It's technically not Jesus.
Come on, brother. Listen, what's the Masonic secret? They call. I brought it out already. The Masons said that Jesus was who?
It's Osiris.
Osiris.
It's the sign of Osiris slain.
So, right, okay. Now listen. Now there's no listen. Remember, there's a good side and a bad side. The cross actually stands for the soul unfolding, right? But the Luciferians, they always pervert all the meanings of. Their meaning is some dying, resurrecting phallic deity, demon. That's what their thing is. You can't deny it. They all serve Osiris. Okay, so I'm sorry. Go ahead, you God.
And you see on his head. What's on his head, Nagy?
You know, I wish I knew, but
Isn't that a serpent?
It's not a very. It is. It's a serpent. Yes.
And what I just said that UPK used to wear on their headdresses, they would have that cobra that the Egyptians used to wear.
The pharaoh hat or the pharaoh head cover.
Actually, that's
Kundalini.
What's funny is that's not even the coolest picture of him. My favorite one is the one where he's doing this number. But this is the last thing I'm going to say. But this is the sign of, coincidentally, a Magister Templi, or Master of the Temple.
Do you know who this is, Nagy? I was just asking.
Is it a pope of some sort?
Oh no, I thought you might have known who he was.
I don't recognize him. I only know Crowley and a handful of other people.
Look at Smashing Pumpkins album.
And she's in the Buffy.
In the Buffy. You just keep going. Look, Obama thumb pyramid, hand on the chest.
Oh, wait, you see that? Wait, go back up. That was one West, the one West superiors, the Jesuits.
Yes, sir. Who that? That's Paul Simon, right? And they were followers of Crawley. Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
They were followers of Crawley. Look. All day. That's what they're about. Look. That's what they're about.
Wait,
that
looks
looks
one
like
West right there.
Yeah, look at those fringes.
Right. Look, yeah, look at the apron, the IUIC apron right there with the Buffy on it. You see, the one guy in the middle has the fringes, and the other two have the Buffy.
Yep.
The Lord.
The Lord.
The Lord.
Yeah, all day. We see it all day. That's it. That's it right there. And look, up here, they even throw you off a little bit. Oh, yeah, back to where it said KHEPRI. Said, as the morning sun rose daily from the horizon.
Wait. The horizon.
Yep.
The horizon, meaning Horus is risen.
Yes, sir.
The sun is rising.
And look, Ramesses, to whom Seth was favored, and we know Seth represents, was a favored deity combined with KHEPRI, combined KHEPRI with Seth.
Let's not forget that Seth sodomized Horus. Let's not forget that.
Yep. When he was enraged, he set in order the entire land which had been rebellious. And it's Lucifer.
The New World Order is already here. So I'm talking about some of the coming New World Order seems like it's already here.
Right. Even down to the small people's level. It was one thing when it was rappers and actresses and actors and all that. You know, the people you don't never see. We got Negroes that are like here, down here with little people, straight up in the beast system, getting your children prepared for the New World Order, which is already here. They're going to be taken in the booty. They're going to be getting molested. All of that. All of that. You think some of these dudes are sincere? No. These dudes are straight up in some underground vault on their knees, polishing off some old white man for the bag. Then they come out, put on their garb, and shibbity bop bop, shibbity bop 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 bop. Right? It's all an act. That's why. Look. There you go. You see that? That's GMS's favorite sign, the 666. It's just unbelievable, man. Listen, you know that one song. You know that one. It's like when cops die, they. Dun, 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 dun. That's what you should be playing for these niggas right now.
Yep. Look
because it's over. Here. I don't want to.
Look what we got here. Now look. Same thing. It's over. It's all over.
Wait, can you back that up? Can you back that one pickup back up? You got that? How many times? See that guy right there with his fingers like this?
Yep.
I can show you IUIC doing that, and a few other groups.
All
they do that. They do that hand sign.
So all you brothers out there, not my camp, not my camp. I don't care. I don't care what camp you come from. They're coming right out of these people right here. It's coming right from here. Every single one of them. Every one of them.
Speaking of that, I got a picture, man, of General Yohana, the #1 heavy hitter and dope splitter in the scriptures, throwing up the pyramid. And he's doing a Masonic handshake at a barbershop.
Wow.
Hey, let me get a scripture real quick. Isaiah chapter 2, verse 6. For you have abandoned your people, the house of Jacob, because they were filled with sorceries of the east and the divinations of the Philistines or Egyptians, and they content themselves with the children of foreigners, or they make contracts with the children of foreigners. So if you are a part of the Masonic Lodge or anything affiliated with the Zionists and the Catholic Church, and you come teach our people this madness, you made a contract with them because you got that bag, right? These camps got that bag, and I'm telling you, it's not an accident that you get all these satanic doctrines like leave your wife and your kids. It's okay to gang rape. It's okay to molest children. Jesus is coming to save you. Jesus. Next name next to the Most Highest name. When they clearly his name is Yahweh Akkad, they keep saying Ba Idol Shem or Ba Shem Idol Shai, so forth and so on. All of this is all listen. Oh yeah. Wearing pink panties and doo-doo in them. When they get beat with the scriptures, they start messing with your family and all that. That's Masonic. Isn't that what they do? Like if you try to like leave the group, leave the Masonic order or whatever, what do they say? They say that guy said he was a hip hop dude. He said you know, they take you to a party, you partying, you're drinking it up, you're having a good time. Next thing you know, you wake up, your booty hole's hurting, and you're wondering, ow, why's my booty hole hurt? Next thing you know, the white man comes in with this contract and says, you ready to sign? And the deal is messed up. So you're like, I ain't signing that. The white man be like, oh, you ain't gonna sign? Cool, play the video. and the video of the dude getting gimped out by somebody, and they don't want that to get out, so they, you know, they join. So it's the same thing with these camps do. You beat them with the scriptures, because first off, Yahweh ain't dealing with no Lucifer or Satan, okay, at all. So they can't find it in the Torah. Yahweh's not dealing with that at all. So it's easy as hell to beat these niggas. What's the first thing they gonna do? Go to your Facebook, try to find some children's pictures or something, and try to put it out there as if that's gonna stop what's happening. Now, I'm inviting Sicarii and them. Go ahead, bruh. Go to my account, put up pictures, do all you can. But the fact of the matter is, your group and you, we have you on camera, nigga, throwing up Masonic hand signs. Now, you show me in the Torah anything about Yahweh dealing with any hand signs. Hold on, let me get one more scripture. And you got not yet, but I can go back. Hold on. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 12. The lawless man, and this means the son of Baal, Satan. The son of Satan is a man of iniquity. He goes forth with distortion of the mouth. He's always talking crazy. He winks with his eyes, he shuffles with his feet, and he points with his fingers. Duplicity is in his heart, and he plots evil all the time, and he stirs up strife. Therefore, his undoing will come suddenly, and he will be broken in an instant. In other words, all of these niggas are going to die. They're talking about we going into the kingdom. No, you're in your kingdom. You chose to join up with Esau, so you pay the price. You know, it's just what it is. It ain't my fault. Take it up with Yah.
God. I can't find my other note, which FS Cherry, but we got FS Cherry too, being a Freemason. So you trying to tell me from the beginning, the only ones I haven't found to be Freemasons was Nat Turner and the other slave, Prosser, I believe his name was. Everybody else all have Freemasonic roots. All the way up to the top.
This is a damn shame, man. This is now, but you know, listen, I'm calling it right now. We got 26 viewers who are watching this right now. We're gonna put this on Facebook. We're not gonna stop talking about it ever. Okay? We're not gonna listen to all Torah Knights and Torah keepers. If you know you're dealing with a camp Negro, they were stirring the teacup. You seen the movie Get Out? Somebody, every time they stir the teacup, that's that Jesus, out of shy. That's stirring the teacup. What that does is put these niggas right back into hypnotism. That's why they think they see Jesus in the Torah when they don't, which we're in it all the time. There's no Jesus in the Torah, but they keep saying that it is. It's witchcraft. They're going to keep acting as if this never happened. Global Media Inc. is going to keep putting the Muppets up. I'm sorry, y'all hear the motorcycle. Global Media Inc. is going to keep putting the Muppets up. Sonator TV is going to keep putting up these Masonic Israelites. The camps, IUIC, GOCC, ISUPK, GMS, Thug Group, any off-brand gumshoe group you see, they're going to keep on teaching Sicarii 1715 666. They're going to keep on teaching this shit like they are not busted. They're busted. What can you possibly say? We told you. Stop talking trash. Okay? We don't have to go back to back with you. We just wipe you all out at the same time. So now your credibility is shot. It's over. No, we know y'all gonna keep on with the agenda. We know that. Until Yahweh brings in the Muslims and the white man to come kill you and shop you niggas off to the FEMA camps, then you're gonna shut up, right? Because it's gonna be like we told you already. Shut your fool ass mouth. But no, you want to be nigga demons, okay? That's why whenever I make a nigga demon video, I always notice that the views are always lower. You know why? It's because the nigga demons know the video is about them. So they're like, I'm not about to watch that. I'm not about to watch that. But if they bring out something that's useful that we can flip into Jesus, we'll watch that. So you'll see Jedi Yaz and all these guys take our doctrine, which is the Torah and Temple, flip it, and be like, oh, Jesus. That's talking about Christ. That's talking about Geist. Everything is about Osiris with these Negroes. They have made a covenant with death. And, you know, I'm sorry, you got. I'm sorry.
Yep. And all those RBG Israelites, we got Michael Everts, Divine Prospect, and all them, and they wearing the Ankh and the shield at the same time. Where they root back to? Ethiopia. What we have here.
And Garvey the Mason.
Coptic cross. What that is. The Ankh. Christianity. Coptic cross. Christianity. Ankh.
Mind you, you see the Ankh, and if you look down at the bottom, second to the left, there's like a 8 with the double cross.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, flat out, first off, you know the Ankh is the first part is the penis. The two left and rights, you know what those are, the testicles, and then you get that round part, you know what that is, the Eye of Horus, aka the base chakra, aka the booty hole. Not to be vulgar, I'm sorry, but we gotta tell it like it is, bruh. That's just what it is.
And since you said that with the double cross, I know I can't. Maybe wait, nah. Look for a YouTube one. All right, here you go. Let's see if this is the one. YouTube universe. We shot. I don't want to play it because I think YouTube acts kind of crazy if you play like a YouTube video on their screen that's not yours. But if you watch the Eddie Murphy live Buckley got shot skit on there, they go to a commercial break and they throw up a mock Textron symbol, which has the Exxon symbol has the double cross. And the whole thing, I'm gonna drag this over so you can see it here. What we have here, before Buckwheat gets shot, now he's not sticking his hands up because somebody about to shoot him. He came out, turned around, and put his hands up. That's a symbol for distress. And then he gets shot. So,
hey man, yo,
showing how this stuff all ties in. It all ties in. It's all a game to them. And look, the woman haters club, right? They go Buckwheat right there, dressed as a woman.
Damn.
You know there was two different. See, I can find it here. Little rascals. We got the old ones here. There's one where Buckwheat originally replaced an actor, and how they replaced him, he still had to portray himself as a female. Let's see if I come across it here. Right here. Buckwheat. Look, in a dress.
Wow.
Dang.
That's messed up, man.
Let's start a club right now. The He-Man woman haters. I'll be president. I'll be second president. Thanks. All right, get up and do exactly what I do. Put your hands on your heart and raise your other hand. We the He-Man woman haters club. We the He-Man woman's hater club. Promise not to fall for this Valentine business.
Man,
girls,
that's crazy.
Fuck.
You see, it's like that's crazy. It's a double standard or whatnot, man. It's like at first they're a He-Man woman hater, and doubly they ain't falling for Valentine. So it's like
they hate you every.
You know what I mean?
Just like I said before, they got a demographic for every group. They do the same thing with Christianity, with the Baptist church. The Methodist church is all the same thing. They teach all these differences, but they have the main objective.
It's just like St. Yahweh Shai. It's like them three niggas that be hanging together at the park, like having an afternoon lunch date. Like, I can't be hanging with no niggas all day. I got a wife. If you got a wife and kids at home, what you going around these musky, hairy niggas all day long at the park.
Oh, he wants your wife, bro. He wants your wife. That adultery spirit from them. Remember he's under Maharquad, Mr. 666, who was under Zabak. That adultery spirit, you know, he keeps talking about your wife. He can't stop focusing on your wife. He is so worried about your wife. It's like I saw another brother, Kazawan, get on him. He was like, "Yo, man, why you keep talking about his wife? Because he wants her. That's why. You know, he talks about my wife. It's like these niggas ain't worried. They're not happy with their wives. Their wives probably look like you know, Bernie Mac. I don't know, something. But like they are totally unhappy with their own wives, and all they talk about is somebody else's. And it's like, man, you know, like Al-Azhar. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna say this because he's always the main one trying to like find an opportunity. The only opportunity you can get, Negro, is explaining why you are throwing up Masonic hand signs, why you're affiliated with Brother Polite and Saw Nigga, and all the rest of these Masons, and why you acting like you're a man of Yahweh when you're not. Like, you know, you know, you're gonna be on a live stream. You're gonna make excuses, but you're not gonna talk about the origins of what we're talking about here. You done got exposed. There's nothing you can say. Yahweh's not dealing with men of Baal. He's not dealing with y'all. Like, I don't care what you say. That's why y'all keep losing in debates. Because Yahweh's like, you know what? Okay, you guys like the beating? Me and Josh, and I forgot who it was, we're talking about these camps keep talking trash to Torah Knights. All you're doing is waiting to just get beat up. All we're going to do is beat you up. And it's like some kind of like sadomasochism thing. It's like y'all like the pain. You know? Like it's like they can't stop. Either Yahweh's deluding you, or you just like being embarrassed and getting your ass kicked. I don't know what it is, but you niggas are wicked as hell. Like, okay, flat out. There's nothing holy about Masonry, nothing holy about Rosicrucianism, nothing holy about the synagogue, the Catholic Church, Masonic hand signs, Wa Idol Shai. There's nothing holy about that. Yahweh ain't dealing with none of that.
What we got here? Let me show you this. What are you doing right here? On the right.
Hey! Yeah.
The Lord!
The Lord!
What we got?
See them hand signs? Look at them hand signs.
The one in the middle.
And wait, look at them sashes. See the sashes? How it's going from the left or the one shoulder to the other? That's Masonic.
Look at that. What we got there?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Can you go back to that real quick? Go one frame back, you God. Right there. Wait, stop. Wait, no, go. No. You know, right there. What was that last name again? Glass?
Oh, yeah. You got the shot for that, right?
I think I do. I had that on the good old backup there. But there's a guy there on the picture there you see, and his uncle was like, "I'm watching you," and I bet he is watching
you, nephew. I got my eye on you, nephew.
You know, I got my eye on you. Okay. When you go to his page, he has the Masonic G and compass as his Facebook logo. And he is the uncle of somebody in that picture.
I wonder who it could be.
Okay? The Serpent Negroes. Okay? Brotherhood of the Serpent.
Mr. Gas got his eye on you.
The Lord!
I'll be gay today. Bury me.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at that.
What we got here? What we got here? What we got there?
Or as they would say in the South, what that deal? What that deal over there?
What that
Okay.
is?
What that deal over there?
What that is?
What that? Yeah,
What
what
that
that deal over there? Niggas got smoked.
Something gonna come out of this video. Once this video gets posted, oh man.
Yo,
They coming for us, bro.
Don't listen.
Right. Yo, is this stomach
Don't
down
worry
to
about
his knee or just me?
Say it again. Say it again.
Is this brother on the right? Is his stomach down to his knee or is that just me?
I noticed that. Why they always be fat? Like, especially ISUPK. They always be fat. Like the dudes, in front of the candles and in the sofa, whatever. They always be fat niggas.
Are they following the dietary laws? Wait a minute. Like that is literally girth. Like that's not fat. That's girth. Like there's a cow in there. If you're following the dietary laws, there's no way you can be obese like that. I bet that nigga ankles be killing him.
He got some fatigues MC Hammer pants on and he got his stomach stuffed all down in the bottom of the pants.
This is
Yeah, that dude, that one dude has a fupa. He has a fupa. He has a fupa on him, dude. He has a fat upper pelvic area.
like a kangaroo pouch.
Yeah, exactly.
A marsupial finna hop out any minute.
Wait, listen, I'm telling you guys, they're going to act like this never happened. When they make a response video, they're not going to address the allegations. See, listen, you cannot come into, listen, we told y'all already. Torah Knights are lawyers. We deal with the law, or what y'all call the law. We call the Torah, the teachings. We have a research team. Oh, the Torah Knights don't do nothing. The Torah Knights don't do nothing. Well, looks like they're doing something because I'm not part of the research team. I didn't bring out any of this. Other brothers did. All I do is teach like the temple, Torah, tabernacle. Other brothers do their job. Shalamot teaches, and we got the research team. We got musicians. I told y'all, don't talk trash. We're the only real. I'm not doing a 100% truth. Barry Horowitz, pound yourself in the back. But we are not connected with no Masonic nothing. Okay, we deal with the people. People can hit us up and talk to us real time. We ain't asking you for no money. We ain't asking you for no tithes. We ain't asking you for nothing. We're just saying, yo, keep the Torah so that our nation can build. These dudes are about an agenda, flat out. So you notice that the views went up to 30 views now, 31 views. You know why? Because somebody was like, hey, look, Doom Torah Night cats are exposing us. And right now, Alazar is sweating, trying to figure out a way he can try to slander all of us and talk trash about all of us. Okay? He's trying to figure it out. What can we do? We got to get together and get these Torah Night Negroes. But there is no getting us, because then the scriptures are going to come out and it's mute my mic. Go back to that, bro. Go back to that.
What I missed?
We see your minions out here, Alazar.
Or that or back here?
That Sicarii thing.
Oh, that one? Or the...
Well, these Sicarii are not opposed to Roman anything. In fact, they're Roman collaborators, because if they wasn't, it wouldn't be tossing up those Zionist Catholic hand signs.
Look,
okay, you see it says
Sicarii were the splinter group of Jewish zealots who, in the decades preceding Jerusalem destruction in 70 CE, heavily opposed the Roman occupation of Judea and attempted to expel them and their sympathizers from the area. Is Sicarii doing that? Hell no. Hell
no, they're doing with them.
Heavily opposed the Roman occupation of Judea. Now, this Sicarii is nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? They're in fact promoting the Roman occupation of Judea. You know what I'm saying? That's
right.
That's right.
Black Hebrew Israelites versus the Mormons.
Look. Oh, bring it out, Alazar.
And this is the deacon wearing the shirt I designed right there. And what Alazar told me when I was designing it, he wanted to look like the Israeli military logo.
Can you pull that up real quick, bro? Please, I'm begging you. Y'all see the Sicarii sign?
Look, right here.
You got it.
That's the logo I designed for them, right there. That Deacon Akaz wearing.
All right, can you find that the Israeli? They request. Remember, I'm the brother that linked them up. They wanted to sign. I linked them up. These Masonic Negroes didn't thank really either one of us, but they rocking the logo still that came from Torah Knights, from the brother who's giving the presentation. He designed that logo, and to this day, that Hamite, Edomite, buffoon clown said the Torah Knight niggas don't do nothing. But you're wearing a logo designed by a Torah Knight, so that's hypocritical. And you said Shalomah was not in the group. He has your shirt.
I mean, I know all about the test. I can name them again.
Oh, this is the one right here he sent me. This is the logo that he sent me.
Busted.
That was my reference.
Do you see that, y'all?
That was my point of reference. Now,
do you see that?
You see what I designed? See what I designed right there?
Like Alazar,
look at Hawk's shirt.
Now look at the logo that they use all the time right here. Look at that. Same reference. So call me a damn lie.
Look, why does it always go back to Zionists and Catholics?
That other logo is another designer. I don't even know who that is. Who designed that other one? So I told you that's a reference.
Hold up.
You see my logo looks like that, and his does.
I think Lacan might have designed that.
For real?
Matter of fact, Lacan did design that.
So we have two Torah Knights that contributed to these Masons, and they're so whack that they can't even give brothers a proper thank you. He was just talking trash about Lacan last night on their live stream.
That's why they wasn't on the internet no more. On that. That's why they never mentioned that shit in the video, because the one that did this was a Torah Knight also. So when you said that, remember I told you, Judah? I was like, no, Judah, I designed the other one.
Okay.
It's coming out right now.
See? You see what Yahweh? Wait. Look. I gotta say this. See what Yahweh does? You see what he does? You talk trash, you get exposed. Stop talking trash and you won't get nuked. I told Trey Tell was all fired up. I was like, Trey Tell, man, just calm down, brother. Don't worry. We're gonna orchestrate. We gotta fuel up the jets. We gotta fuel them up, and we're gonna have a well-orchestrated air raid. Okay. And sure enough, right now look.
That's my logo right there that I did.
And they wanted it after the pattern of the Israeli military, or what is it? The Israeli army. Right. They wanted it after that. Now ask yourselves, why does everything they do always go back to Zionists and Catholic Church? Why? Freemasonry. Why?
Elazar's a Jewish, nothing but a Jewish African.
Yo, man, it's because they work for the state of Israel judicial authority. You know what I'm saying? It's like I put in that song. You know what I mean? So the Israel and the UN. So fuck them. You know what I'm saying?
Israeli Special Forces. That's what he said. Israeli Special Forces.
Oh, that must mean the modern day Sicarii. That's what the modern day Israeli Special Forces Sicarii group, Roman sympathizer, Masonic Baphomet booty hole brotherhood. Okay. Look, the views are shot up to 34 views all of a sudden. You know what that means? They watch.
Sending their minions over.
Negroes, hey, Negroes, how y'all doing? Happy Baphomet Day.
And we all know.
I want them here.
I
want them over here. Oh, actually, is that a Masonic grip? Let me see.
And what's up with these niggas always touching a nigga's shoulder? We see Johanna do that shit too.
They literally hug each other. When one dude's like talking and the other dude who gets up there, they call him the Benjamite dude. He literally have his arm around the dude and like we talking or whatever. I'm like I don't like.
Look, look. Is that a Baffy? Is that a Baffy? Maybe that ain't a Baffy. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. Is that a Baffy right there?
Oh. Yeah, he got it crooked, but that's
y'all's boy.
Is that a Jewish hat?
boy. And the
like
other
they
dude,
dressed him up for Halloween.
this is I don't know how if anyone is still following these camps, you're gonna die. Oh look, that's their leader. Look, the Jewish guy.
Yep.
Look, these guys set up one west.
Look at this right here. What are you doing?
Okay.
What's that right there? Is that a basket?
The Sicarii hand sign.
They done. I think this thing's called a show.
This has been a Ashar Shabbat.
Oh, this is a great Shabbat. You praise Yahweh Akkad for the destruction of whack groups, their whack doctrines, and all the Masonry and all the Catholicism and the Zionism, and them working with Esau, acting like they were. You know, that's what Esau or not Esau. That's what Negroes, Masons always do. They're the good guy and the bad guy.
Look,
right? So they act like they're against the people they work for. You know, the so-called Jew. He don't care what you say about him as long as you're paying him his shekels and you're promoting his agenda, because he knows the long-term goal. Right? He's like, we don't kill these niggas anyway. So, you know, these niggas are too short-sighted. They only see this far in front of their face. They don't see that the white man's gonna toss these niggas in camps and kill them.
What is Alizar wearing right here? Is that a Jewish hat?
Right?
A Jewish hat?
Wait, go back.
A Jewish hat?
Nigga.
A Jewish
Rebbe Bon Liar. Rebbe Bon Liar.
And you
Feds
can
a chief
Sicarii, you know who
rabbi.
you worshiping. You're worshiping Akkad, because this is Akkad right here. Just like,
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
just how we got Israel united in Christ. Israel united in Christ. Jesus. Just like there's that sign we was talking about the other night, Josh. That billboard. But that is this how you got Caesar Borgia being Christ, being the Peter's God.
Oh yeah, Khan. Yeah.
Shai,
That billboard.
yeah, Howard Shai over here looks just like Nate.
Unbelievable. This is
Dude looking like Benson. You know what I'm saying?
Look, you see Nate right there? Is that a Jewish hat? Is that a Jewish hat?
what is going on here? This is crazy. And that menorah is all effed up too. That's not the way menorahs are shaped, but this is crazy.
And this is the school with all the wiring exposed and shit. They keep the law and supposed to keep the law of the land, but they had all types of fire hazards up in that basement. Is that Nate right there?
With the picture of this is unbelievable, man. This is unbelievable. How can anyone say that?
Judah, you remember that one video where General Yohana was like, look at that, he's sexy, he's all oiled up.
Yo, Salat, hey, pull up the IUIC logo. Look at that IUIC logo.
That's the one. That's what that guy was like.
Picture right there.
He's like, look at Christ, he's sexy. His chest all oiled up. And niggas was
Hey.
like, what?
Yeah.
Y'all see the number 13?
That's a shaved chest. And it's
Y'all see that 13?
Where, bro?
You see the menorah?
Okay.
Look to the left. You see
shit.
13,
Yeah.
and on the right you see L.
Yup,
You see
right
13L.
here. Wow.
Wait, I don't see it. Wait, where?
You see the menorah?
To the left of the
Your
menorah.
guy, can you use your pointer? Use your pointer.
You see it?
Where's the one?
The one's right here. That's the one. And this throw right here is 3. Or you can
13.
33. Or you can look at it 33.
Yeah, exactly. Now keep going. Scroll down just a tad bit more so I can see a little better, right? Look at the bottom of the C. What does that look like? The bottom of the C. That looks like the crescent moon. Right?
I see what you're
Oh,
saying.
Islam United in Christ.
And then look at the eye. The dot on the eye is Saturn.
Oh shit! Excuse my language, people. Wow! Wow!
And here and
look at the sixes. Look at the sixes. 3 sixes. 1, 2, 3.
You see that? Yep.
1,
Yep.
2, 3. 3 sixes.
I was just about to point that out.
Where is it?
Look next to the L. You see next to the L? Look
up top, right?
1,
Okay.
Yep. Now look to it. You see this? 1, 2, 3. And look at the loop.
I see it.
Look at the loop.
That's y'all's peoples. These niggas, that's y'all's peoples. Y'all, wait. I'm telling you. Y'all don't have to believe me if you don't want to. Yahweh was like, man, just remain calm. Just like remain calm. Because I was all fired up because these niggas got my kids on the internet. They doing all this mess. Now look at them.
Look.
Now look at you.
3 sixes. Saturn.
And the moon.
And the moon.
The menorah is off. No capital. Come on, man.
Yeah, that menorah is totally off. And Nate's wearing that Jewish hat that Alazar was wearing too.
I'll be dang. Is this some kind of ritual too now?
You know it. They're telling Esau, we win. We're with you.
Look what we got here.
Wow.
The homie, what's his name? That got all the crazy sneakers. He got mad kicks. Ringo Raw. Ringo Raw got at IUIC years ago. He was one of the first to get at them about all that secret agent shit. Excuse my language, people. But follow me and I'll make you fishers of men.
Yo, that's just D-Coons, man. D-Coons. Wow.
I call them Decepticons.
If every Torah night could upload this video and put it on their channel, listen, I'm telling you, listen, don't worry about the Negroes because the Negroes are under, and I don't mean the Israelites, I mean the Negroes who follow these buffoons. The Negroes are finished. They're nothing but human cattle. They're going to die. So there's no point in getting to them. You got to get Esau to come in and provoke these niggas. They can't say nothing about us because we're not doing nothing wrong. We're not out in the street. You're going to die. We're not shooting guns. We're not doing none of that. None of that. All we do is teach the Torah. That's it. These dudes are doing a whole lot of extra stuff. So why not bring Esau in to provoke and expose these fools? You know, I believe that Esau, the white man, should be sharing this video and showing all other Edomites the origins and beginnings of these Baphomet camps, because they got to go. They're spreading nothing but wickedness. People are getting tired of these Negroes, tired of them, and they just keep on with the F mess. And especially Alazar, and he's so wicked, it's not even funny. This is the same guy who told his brother Hamite he can kill his mother. I mean, like, who says that, right? Like, you know, like, come on, man, this is just ridiculous. Or rape, you can rape. You can. It's okay to gang rape. I mean, like, man, these are abominable. Like, these are abominable. All right, John. We've been on for like 4 minutes. Let's everybody give their let's thank Brother Yagad for a beautiful presentation, man. He probably got more, and if we have to have part 2, you know, you already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So everybody unmute your mic, man. Let's give Brother Yagad a beautiful hand for and Shalma for a great presentation. If y'all, everybody unmute your mic. Give these brothers a hand.
Call law, Yahweh.
Good job, Yagad, brother. Yeah, praise Yahweh Akkad. You did a beautiful job, brother. Like, they're going to keep up with the agenda. We know that, but we just want these niggas to be exposed for being Negrons. What's the guy's name? Kendrick Lamar. If you come across this, oh, did you see that dude? Look, remember this is the guy you try to battle against us talking about chakras. So you already know what it is with that dude too. But we ain't give them. We're not going to pass it to them. Kendrick Lamar. If you ever see this video, and I hope you do, you join them, they're going to take your money. You're going to be doing the exact same thing you're doing in the industry, messing with these camps. Because these camps are set up. Oh, if that guy there, look, he's wearing the yarmulke, and his wife, they all renounce being Hebrew Israelites. They're like some African Christians now, okay? You know, whatever, right? So you know they're agents all the time. He said Yah told him to shave his head bald. That's a lie. Anyway, so Kendrick Lamar, if you out there, bruh, and you join IUIC, you join the devil's party. If you watch this video, there's nothing they can say. These guys basically are like Craig getting caught stealing boxes, right? You know, like he got caught stealing boxes on his day off. It's just what it is. He couldn't deny it. We use pictures. Pictures are worth 1,000,000 words, right? Because when you go to court and they start showing picture evidence, there's nothing you can do but put your head down and think about how much time you're going to spend. Now, these camps, they can't say nothing, and they're not going to say nothing. This means we own them. Not to be braggadocious, whatever. They said that Torah Knights aren't nothing. Torah Knights is the top group. We don't have to be the biggest, but we're the strongest because we serve Yahweh alone. Yahweh Akkad, and we try to keep his Torah and live righteously. We don't oppress the stranger, or we don't hate women. We don't hate our own people. As they say we do. It's a lie. Clearly, I teach Israel for nothing. I don't charge y'all out there. No one charging y'all for nothing. Unless brothers want some artwork done, then please provide it. The brothers are artists. You know, like brothers are artists. You should be wanting to pay them for their art, right? But me teaching the Torah, I received it from Yahweh. I'm giving it to you. But if you want to be a buffoon, you want to join Masonry, you want to get gimped out, that's on you. That's your soul. You got to pay for that. Don't blame Judah Nazareth on the Torah Knights. We told you already. Not like David Israel say, you got to make that choice.
Hey, Judah, I saw one of your videos up there. You're on the results. Look at that, the temple right there.
Where?
Oh, yeah, right there.
Here.
Yep. Top right corner.
You can see the elevation right there on the copper altar.
What you said on your video this morning about with him lying and saying that you wasn't part of Sicarii, and when you asked him, you and Lacam asked him about the temple. What did he say?
Oh yeah, he said, well, honestly, bro, I don't. This is some deep stuff, and I don't think this is something the people are ready to receive yet. It's not really. They're not ready to receive it yet. He was like, I don't think they're. He said, I don't think they're ready to receive it.
So, in other words,
he told me the same thing. He told me the same thing. He said, I was like, yo, man, how can you don't teach the Torah Tabernacle? He was like, because I get less views when I teach that because it's way over the people's head. So he's saying he's saying everybody who follows him. And if you look at the commenters on the comment board of Sicarii 666, it's people you never heard of before. Like they're not like regulars. You can tell they're not really in the truth. Like the brother said, Sicarii appeals to niggas on the street who are still gangbanging, still doing whatever they do. They watch the video. Oh, I'm an Israelite, and they click it off and they go watch a little Yachty video, okay? Or they go do whatever they doing, being niggas, right? Because that group is designed for people who don't want to change their life, right? Just because Al-Azhar threw away that dope bag, he just sold his soul to Satan. So what difference does it make? Nigga went from bad to worse, right? Nigga went from selling weed or whatever he was doing, coke, whatever he was doing, to worshiping Satan and pushing Esau's agenda. So these niggas can't say nothing, and I would feel sorry for him, but I don't. You know, I don't. Hey, look, hey, y'all got that 613 album yet? Dave Chappelle.
Yo, and another thing, Another thing the dude said, man. Lacom, after he said that, Lacom's like, so why don't you just teach? You know, he had basically asked him the same question, just worded different. You know, why don't you teach it? You know what I'm saying? Teach it and make more videos. And then he's like, honestly, bro, I'm scared of what people might think and da 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 da.
But you know what that means? Know what that means? He knows what it is because he deals with that type school of thought, and he doesn't want it to come out because that's against the objective for that whole thing. He doesn't want it to come out. He doesn't want the people to learn that. This is how they keep all their mystery systems and stuff in secret. That's the reason why he doesn't teach it. And why this nigga is always leaning on somebody.
I don't know. It's very weird. But listen, remember I talked to him on the phone. And I found it always weird. I'm telling you, man, David Israel, you know, say what you want about the dude. He has some inside knowledge of some stuff. He said it, man. Judah Nazareth, did you call Al-Azhar the other day? Remember? He said that to me. Did you talk to Al-Azhar on the phone? How would he know? Like, how would he know that? He was like, Al-Azhar ain't gonna come on your platform, Judah Nazareth. He ain't gonna come on Torah Nights Radio. And he made a video being like, I told you I was right. And I went up, me, Shalamar, and Trey Tell went on David Israel's show, and we was like, yeah, you was right. You know, now you know, you see what it is. And you see how deceitfully the serpent niggas work? They're using that serpent knowledge against you. He said, Torah Nights are afraid to debate. It was just Shalamar. He should have said Shalamar is afraid to debate. He said Torah Nights are afraid to debate. Listen, anytime that whack group wants to debate, you already know what it is. You're gonna get smashed, okay? And you know what the first thing we're gonna go to is Matthew 2:2. What were those magicians doing coming to worship baby Jesus? Who is baby Jesus that non-Israelites are coming to worship him? Okay? Well, then you start going to Paul's letters. We're just gonna pick you apart like a lawyer would. Have you answering the question the wrong way and then come in another way. Because you know my strategy. I know you got straight, left, and right. You only got 3 ways to go. I got, you know, guards sitting at each exit. So you don't get beheaded any way you go. Nothing you can do. And they know that. So you know what they do? I'm not going to walk out no exit. I'm just going to sit right here and say nothing. I'm going to plead the fifth. And that's what they do. So when you ask them a question, they block you. You know, they start talking about your family, talking about petty stuff. You know? Oh, look, Judah Nazareth's kids are singing Christmas songs. So what? They don't know anything about no Jesus Christ. They just see a cartoon and they're singing. So what about his wife wearing weave? And I ain't getting on sisters that wear weave. I ain't Tommy Sotomayor. I'm saying if you're supposed to be a Levite and a man of Yah, and you know that that hair is dedicated to Hindu gods, why would you have your woman wearing that shit on her head? That means she has offered her head to Buddha or Shiva or Brahma or whatever. Why? You know, you call my wife a gook, but why is your wife on Facebook with her boobs out sucking a lollipop? What does sucking a lollipop suggest, people? Like, you know what it is. Like let's not talk. I ain't talk bad about her, but you know what it is. So these just got exposed, man. You know, hey Johnny, Lamad, Josh, Trey Tell, you know, you guys, you know, come on, man, chime in. Judah Nazareth was shutting his mic off because I didn't spoke. I want to hear y'all brothers' opinions on the brothers' presentation and what you guys think, and then we'll close it out.
Oh, well, I'll go first. Hey, man, it was a great presentation, brother. It's a great presentation, brother. You know, as always, man, you know, you God always bringing forth some sort of information, something that is just mind-blowing, man. And, you know, not just him, but it's a lot of brothers that do it too. You know, Chatel do it with the jokes, and, you know, your God does it with the studies. Judah does it with the teachings, and Josh does it with his amazing way of breaking down his thoughts and so on and so forth. And, you know, the newer brothers, I can't wait to see what Yahweh what talents Yahweh bestowed upon y'all as well, man. It's truly a blessing how with such, it's growing, but yet it's still a small sanctuary. You know what I mean? Kodash La Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? So, as it states in Exodus 6, man, Kodash, 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 Yahweh, man. Call Allah Yahweh Chad, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh. Shabbat Shalom.
And what we see here, Tazadaki wearing, Cesariak. You see what he's wearing on his head?
A Torah pillowcase.
See what this guy's wearing on his head? And UPK, that's what they look like. What he's wearing and UPK look like that. And I dare somebody to come in the comment board or come on the chat and call me a damn lie. Somebody to call me a lie. And on the back, or you have the back of the headpiece, they would have scarab beetles. See, the things he got here, it would be scarab beetles. And what's that scarab beetle?
Kafra, the dying, resurrecting, virgin birth, sun god, Lucifer,
Idol
Satan,
shy.
Yep.
idol shot, Baphomet.
Unless we took it off.
Baby Jeebus.
Yep. The god KHEPRI. Is it in here? Yeah.
Hey, brother Josh,
Beetle man.
Lamont, you brothers, you know, I think we're already at 4 hours, so I want y'all brothers to come in and
yeah, I'm here. You know, all praises to Yahweh God, man. This is just a continuation of the information that we continue to bring forth, you know. And man, because Yahweh exists in the darkness, so that's why we give praises to Yahweh, because he brings forth the light, you know what I'm saying? The true light. So for all y'all listening out there, you know, I mean, with me, it's just like this stuff is already known. But what was most interesting to me was just learning the history of the One West, because I never got involved with none of the camps like that. I would see them, but this history has been enriching. You know what I'm saying? And it's just going to inspire me to make some more lyrics and to just expand thought on what's next, you know, what tomorrow brings, y'all willing, because we're going to see, you know, we're going to see the reaction. And, you know, it's just things that we get tired of supporting all these camps, and they siphoning off information, getting our information, and, you know, and not really giving back, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, until they can prove that Yahweh has an equal, then
this is the brother I was talking about right here earlier. That's the one that would have the scarab beetles and all that. This is later. This is when Comfy was in. I haven't found any videos from back then. But I'm sorry, Josh. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
he got a pyramid on his head. Look.
No, I mean, it just continues to keep coming out, man. So yeah, I said my piece, man. Yahweh God, and bless all the new Torah keepers. You know what I'm saying? New and old. And like the brother Shalimar said, man, I can't wait to see what Yahweh brings out talent-wise amongst us. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Shalom. The only thing I would just like to say, I would like to read something that I like in Deuteronomy chapter 32, verses 46. He said to them, apply your hearts to all the words that I testify against you today, with which you are to instruct your children to be careful to perform all the words of this Torah, for it is not an empty thing for you, for it is your life. And though this matter shall you prolong your days on the land to which you cross the Jordan to possess it. Like just the whole thing with everybody's been doing things. Like, for example, 8 months ago, fucking, oh, I apologize, Shalak, for cursing on the Shabbat. I was doing a lot of things I should have been doing that, like the Torah says that I should not do. I've been doing them, and I've been doing them for a long time, but that was when I was asleep. So a lot of people, they want to put people on, families on online for something they were on Facebook. First of all, that's a cowardly act. And second of all, come on, man. Like, uh 2 years ago I used to rap about different things. Now I got my mind on the Torah. I'm thinking about different things. So uh everybody like whoever puts up people's families online, that's just unacceptable, man. And that whole One West thing is going to come crumbling down. And what are you going to do after that?
Hey, you got what niggas gonna do?
Say that again.
What niggas gonna do?
What are they gonna do? That's a good question. What are they gonna do? So all you brothers in all these camps, we brought the information. We brought it out to you. We brought it right out to you. So what are you gonna do now? Your camp followed Africans. They were taught by Africans. Isupk was taught by Africans. Israel United in Christ, taught by Africans. They have an African foundation. African Masonic foundation. Look.
Yeah.
And you go to the Old Testament Israelites, what are you going to see? You go to the Old Testament Israelites, well, what's the OT group? Even the dude up in Cleveland, and that's where he's at. What's the dude you was talking about? That Moshe, what's his name?
Maharakwa?
No, he's an OT teacher. He's an old dude. He's like an old school dude.
Oh, is he? I think he's the dude that the guy that died. He's Unity Ghost's teacher.
Yeah, that dude. He's in Ohio or Illinois.
Yeah, he's in Cincinnati. Elisha. If that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
They all come out of these groups. Every single one of them. And we done shown everything. The hand gestures, the salutes. There was another thing, I erased it by accident, but it was talking about the Masonic influences in the mafia and how the mafia would kiss on both sides of the cheek, the left and the right. When you do a One West salute, you pound that fist to your chest and you give your brother dap. And now, before we go, this.
What's that house? I don't know why this name is.
The fist bump. The fist bump. And now we know even Michelle wasn't even black. Michelle wasn't even an Israelite. She was a damn African. Michelle was an African.
Well, Obama's a Hamite.
Yep. So we ain't had no black president, no black woman president, or whatever. We didn't have none of that. So you hit that chest, give each other that, and then you're supposed to give that so-called New Testament heavenly kiss.
Notice Muslims do that too, by the way.
Yep.
This is really, really sad. Hey, Tertel, Johnny,
Yeah.
Shalom, Deontay,
Yeah.
Negi, what do y'all gotta say? Because it's
Yeah.
gonna be like 5 hours, I think.
Yeah.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom. Shalom. I just wanted to say,
You know,
I just wanted to say shalom to the brothers. You know, like this is my first time on. I wanted to actually get a chance to like speak to everybody. You know, get the chance to hear everybody speaking everything, and just fill it out, and get the word. Receive the word. Like that's how I came to it. Like I ain't even really know really much about it. Was that many camps out there like that? Like I only seen one. I was only introduced into one, and that was Brother Rakai and GOCC. I didn't know it was 40, 50 different more camps out there. Like that was eye opening to even know that much. And then like they wasn't even feeding me completely like spiritually at all. Like once I received the information that I was an Israelite, it was like, well, what else? Like, what else you got? And then it was like video after video after video after video of like the same repeated prophecies and the prophecies of this and the prophecies of that. So what do the Most High want us to do spiritually so we won't get caught up in the prophecy? Like, ain't nobody explaining that. Like, what's going on? Like, so I'm like, man, I need to find something. And then I stumbled up on one of like Judah videos, and it was the breakdown of the Most High's name, like how it can't be a higher. And I'm like, well, this might be interesting. So I looked at it, and then like, all right, this makes sense. Then I start going into other videos, and I'm like, okay, like this makes sense also. I'm like, I tell my wife, I'm like, but I think I got to give me a tour because like this starting to make sense. And I'm like this brother might be on to something. And then I give me a tour, and I start learning how to read Hebrew. Like I ain't quite got it, but I'm still working on it. I ain't quite scripturally adapt, but I'm working on that also. And I just thank Yahweh for me being able to even meet you brothers, and to be acquainted with you brothers.
I'm glad to hear from you finally, bro. Because I was like, Johnny's like avoiding us.
No, but like that's what I'm saying. Like I work from 2:00 in the afternoon to 1 o'clock in the morning sometimes. And like when I be getting off, it'd be like we going live, or you done just posted a video. So it's like, all right, let me get in, relax myself. Let me watch this, check this out, see what he done put in now. Let me take this down and check this out. And I'm like, all right. But then I be getting in so late. I'm like, man, like he's saying he hit me up, and I'm like, oh crap, I probably was asleep, or I was probably ain't off work yet. And I'm like, man, I need to get in touch with these brothers. So I end up hitting Trey Tail up through Facebook. Me and him had a nice conversation. Like he a cool brother. Like I appreciate Yahweh for introducing me to that brother. Like he like that brother he got spirit within him. Like I like that brother.
Hey, he's a funny brother, man. But yeah, man, welcome aboard, man. I added you to the Mafia chat. Like that's
Torah Nights Radio.
Yeah, and show on the Deontay. But yeah, Johnny, as soon as I saw you being very, very serious about like the Torah signs and symbols and math, and I was like, I'm like, this dude needs to be added up quick. Like, you know what I'm saying? So usually we feel brothers out before, but I was like, ain't nobody gonna do this, take all this time, and they're gonna be faking the funk, right? Because so Deontay dropped off. But yeah, man. So welcome aboard, brother. Hope you join more broadcasts. You know what I'm saying? But Negi, show him out. Oh, okay. Sorry.
I would say like is if I can, I'm gonna jump in as much as possible. Like as far as like the videos, it's like once I start getting to the point when you start breaking down everything, it's like it started clicking to me fast. Like it picked up fast, and like my wife, she would try to sit and study with me, and she'd be like, well, babe, you have to pause it. Like he going too fast, and then he jumping over here and he going over there. I'm like, babe, if you listen, like it all ties into itself. Like it plays a part within itself. Like this is the way like Yahweh gave it to this brother, so we got to take it in like this, and then decipher it once we get it on paper.
Yes. Yeah, bro. I mean, yeah, it's hard. It's the two pillars, man. Yakin and Boaz is establishing that physical side and connected to the spiritual side, and being able to like bounce back and forth between them. You know what I'm saying? So and maintaining, you know, your mind in them. But well, you seem to have gotten it, brother. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very, very impressed that you jotted down every. I'm like, this brother has like pretty much every note, every symbol that I like taught. And I was like, wow, man. You know, I'm like, that's.
I mean, everything that was legible, I got it.
That's the reward I got. Like for me, that's like paying me that somebody like internalized what, you know, they didn't just, because some people, we have some Torah Knights who still don't understand what is going on. Like still, like, you know, I'll be like looking like, damn man, really? Like I've been on for 5 years, you still don't get it? So, you know, but that's, you know, I mean, you know, whatever, that's what it is. But yeah, man, what we got? Shalamar, Traytel, and Negi. You guys, come on, you guys, let's go, because
before they go,
we're
let
on
me
5 hours.
Maybe this will be the end of it right here. That salute. You give that fist pound, which is a Masonic symbol. As we can see this here, it comes from shit. Oh, here's a page. Badger Camp, number 429. These are all from lodges. All these things, independent order of the Odd Fellows. These are all lodge stuff. Elks. Look, that fist pound. And what they do when they salute, they pound the fist, they put their fist on their chest, and then what? Each other. Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers got a hug. So their whole thing.
Real quick. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm done. That's all I had to say.
I was gonna say real quick. I guess I'll do part 2 sometime this week, man. Either on my own channel or probably on what nights. It just depends, man. But I got a little bit to add to it.
All right, can I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
All right, just to say, thanks Deontay for that shout out, man. It's all love. It's all real over here. I love my brothers, man. It's just, you gonna get what, when you call me up, you gonna get what you gonna get. I'm gonna give it to you raw. That's all you're gonna get from me. It's gonna be from the heart. And I do apologize for them posts, but I was coming from, I had my sword out. It came with fire. My wife was like, calm down. I was so fired up from that bullshit I'm sorry for cursing, for Alazar, that video, and I apologize from the bottom of my heart to the Torah Knights. It's all in love, you know. It's just, I'm usually good with stuff like that, but that just fired me up. It just did, you know. Yeah, but Jules was like, just calm down, you know. We all got different gifts, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna have something special. And man, I'm your God, man. Shalom, I'm blown away, man. I didn't expect nothing like this. I watched from the beginning, and it's just a straight, like the last. I love how you made it. At first, I was just like, yeah, I see, yeah, I know, yeah. But then after a while, it was like I saw, you know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I was like, whoa, yeah, whoa, the pictures, just stop it, just stop. You know, it's like, man, I don't know, they just need to curl up. One West need to curl up in a ball, man, and just take a nap, bro. It's if you can't see this, you dead. I mean, Yahweh ain't working with you. You can't see this. But yeah, man, shout out to the Torah Knights. You know, keep lapping up that Torah water. Stay in it. You know, yeah, you can tell them who the Most High is dealing with. You can clearly see that now. Only the elect. So, Yahweh Akkad. Shalom.
Yahweh Akkad.
Yahweh Akkad. Negi, you got anything to say?
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna keep it short, sweet, and to the point. You guys expose whatever you have to. Don't worry about me getting mad or anything, but I will say sometimes I'm gonna disagree. That's okay. That's fine. So do your work, and if that means bringing out stuff about my my personal pet cult leader, feel free to do so. But as far as that goes, keep the good work up. You know, I know you guys do well. I can't wait to
All right, y'all.
part 2.
Sorry.
All right.
Well,
So that's it.
if there needs to be a part 2, you know what I'm saying, then you know what it is, man. Shout out to our brother Yashamar Israel. He was supposed to be on here too, working with you God. So, you know, someone dropped off. Oh, Trey Tail dropped off. All right, so man, shout out to our brother Yashamar, by the way. I hope he gets this. Shout out to brother World of Blacks. Shout out to Sister Chioma. Sorry, we were hoping you can come on. Thanks, brother Johnny, for coming on. For the Yahweh Cod account.
You're welcome, brother.
You're supposed to come on, but you don't know what happened. Hey, man, and good job, that brother God, man. He's definitely, you know what I'm saying? He, definitely took the dragon's head, pulled it back, and gave him the, let it spray. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what to say, man. Like,
some baskets.
I got one more thing to say. I got one more thing. Hold on. What the fuck? Oh, excuse my language. Excuse my language. Sorry about that. Sabbath. Sorry. You know how you gotta get sometimes. But what the hell happened to Rob Rack? Look how much weight that dude lost. I know he ain't throwing no thumb period right there. I know I ain't freezing no thumb period. And this dude throwing a sign.
All right, let's give Rob Rack a pass. You know that brother is not. Come on, brother. He's not. You know he ain't.
That nigga lost
yeah, he did lose a lot of weight, and and the brother like came out and like smoked cigarettes and everything on the show. He was like, "I'm about to expose myself." It is what it is. So if that's what it is, that's what it is. Shout out to Rob Rack. It is. Oh, and thank Rob Rack for knocking out Quanah the Herodian out the temple, because he honed in with that that sonar and knew that Quanah wasn't right, and just knocked that fool out, and Quanah hasn't been right ever since. So shout out to Rob Rack for that. Thank you. You exposed him, because he was trying to lie and say he was a so-called Negro, and he ain't. So that's what it is. But
just one more thing. Can I say one more thing? I know you're trying to get off, but as far as Quanah, hey, I was on Facebook. I told him, look, hey, you wanna do all this trolling shit on Facebook? Come on the Torah nights. We're not gonna talk over you. Just talk. But he's just intimidated by speech, I guess, because I guess we can reach through the computer screens and like hit him, right? But I don't know. But I invited him to come on. He didn't come on.
I saw. Well, he'd rather just look at my pictures and jerk off. So I don't know what else to, like that's. He sees me on computer screen. He gets the bottle of Jergens out. Sorry to be vulgar on Shabbat, but the dude obviously has some kind of weird psychopathic obsession with me, and that's what it is. But all right, y'all, we're out of here, man. We can catch you guys next broadcast. Actually, we have a thing called Golden Week here, so we might have a broadcast even sooner. Our brothers want to do a part 2 or something, or whatever. We'll all talk about it, and we'll catch you guys real soon. All right, with that, Yahweh Akkad, Shalom.
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 Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.